Hey, hello everybody. I am here with Destro Design. We have two Destros. It's a little
Dueling
weird.
Destros.
I don't know who to call. um, but we always
You can call me Michael. That's fine.
yeah, okay, Michael. All right.
There we go.
We have names. We actually have names.
I
So
know we actually Destro's not my real name.
mine either, believe it or not.
Shocker.
So anyway, we got a bunch of people in the chat already. I think I think you brought these folks there.
Listen, I'm blessed. I'm blessed with some great. I mean, they're not really fans. A lot of these guys are like my brothers. We before I started a podcast, we've all been sharing lots of like our photo content, and there's everybody does something a little different, and they're all really awesome guys. I like I said, I'm blessed that those guys are the best.
Nice. We got double Destro dragons. Yeah. I'm trying to figure out. Nice. Let's see. What's the best layout here? No, that is not the best. This is
nice.
Yeah,
okay. Okay.
All right.
Right.
So yeah, let's say hello.
Thanks.
Wolfson, welcome. Pop Cult Frenzy.
Those are my boys.
Conrad Hauser. Okay, yeah.
Very nice.
Big Redhead 1982. Thanks for coming.
That's them. It's an all-star cast.
Yeah, right. Nice. Welcome. Anyway, so the plan tonight is we get a lot of stuff happen, right? So it's a lot in the world of G.I. Joe and all this. And we also, so for the first part, we're just going to talk about the Comic-Con and what you thought. We got to get to know each other. We don't even know each other that well yet. So
right.
We just talked a little bit over Twitter, X, whatever the thing everybody calls Twitter.
I still call it Twitter.
Yeah, it's Twitter.
It's Twitter.
It's like an evil app, Twitter. It's like always been evil. But
Right.
It was more evil before, I think, Elon went and fucked it up.
Right.
Or I guess you could debate. I just think it was like, that was when everybody was like, everybody was losing jobs from it. And it was like, as much as he whatever he's fucking it up, at least no one's losing their job anymore over stupid.
Right. Right. Yes, I agree. There's something. Yeah, it's a debate there that free speech is a good thing sometimes.
But it was terrible. I'm a free speech absolutist, pretty much. So
good. I like it.
I'm whatever. Now it's whatever, you can use it. It's one of them.
Perfect.
It's a good way to get in touch with people. But so let's talk a little bit about. I'm interested in how you got what you do on your channel and how you tell other people who don't know you, which I don't think is people here, but people watching it later. Your channel and what's it all about?
Well, I've always loved G.I. Joe. I collected as a kid. I definitely remember being obsessed. Card art has always done something to my brain. There, card art, like shockwave card art, click, and something. My face transforms and I become something else. I have always been obsessed with it in that way. Sad to say, though, that I did have a hard disconnect in collecting. At one point, by the time I got 9, 10, right around 89, 90, there was a boop, and that was it. I knew nothing about it. Like just now getting back into it, I'm seeing some figures and like DIC. I didn't even know like all this other stuff that I didn't know existed. But then, Retaliation 2008 movie came out. Walmart had just like some stuff on clearance, and I picked up a few things, and it just like got back into my head again. And I didn't display it or anything. I just stuff that I had. Like I always, so Destro is like my contracting business name. I actually literally Destro Designs is that's the name of dead serious. So it's like I said, it's like all my fantasy football leagues, like everything was always Destro. So I've always been like one of my favorite bands. They have a song, Destro is Right. It's like one of my all-time favorite songs. So it's just, everything was always right there laying dormant for something to happen. And just as I pulled out, we were just talking and I showed you the Alley Viper that's fitting because I knew nothing about classified. I remember somebody tried showing me the Hiss tank and I looked at it and saw $300, and in my mind it was still like a 1/18 scale. So I was like, I'm not paying $300 for a little ass tank like that. So, and then I shut the door and again, didn't know it existed until in December. I was, looking for Christmas presents on Amazon, and there it was, the Alley Viper School Buy. And I went, well, look at that. That's bigger now. And I was like, $20. I was like, let me just see what that's about. And then I was like, oh, wait, they must have a Destro. So I got the Destro too. And when I opened that Alley Viper, again, there was it unlocked my brain. And I've kind of maybe gone a little overboard. I think I've got like 270 something figures now, a ton of gridiron shit, vehicles. I've really gone as face first into it as you can possibly go. Because again, that whatever unlocked in my brain as a child unlocked once again when I opened that Alley Viper. And so I remember like I was originally just on Twitter for fantasy football. I was following a bunch of like beat reporters and stuff just to have a leg up on the news. And like one day after I saw that Alley Viper and the Destro, I had it in my mind that I was just going to get like, okay, maybe 2 or 3 more and then set them up as like a scene. Because I have my contracting shop, which is out behind the house. I can build anything out of there. So I was like, all right, let me try and do this. And the scene went from like 5 figures to bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And the next thing I know, I was just, I don't remember how, you know how algorithm works. I must have like saw something or searched something related. And the next thing you know, I was looking at people taking pictures of GI Joes. And I was like, well, what is this? And that's pretty much all my brothers in the chat. That's how I basically met them. Is I just started asking questions like, you guys are just taking pictures of this shit? I picked up a 3D printer. My boy CG Horror like got me all set up with like, he's like, you want this printer? Because I know nothing about computers and nothing about printing. And it was daunting. Anyway, so I started taking the pictures and posting the pictures, and that's how I got basically into doing that kind of content. I like still photos, but a lot of times what I do is I take a series of still photos and make like a video out of it, like with some music and stuff like that. So like I'm Destro Designs on Twitter, but I have another page, Viper Den Studios, and what that is that's just my finished work. I'm behind on loading all the content. Like I do everything on Destro Designs, boom, 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 boom. It's full of all the crazes, reposting, promoting. But then I try to like the stuff that's finished, I try to put it on Viper Den. Now, mind you, anybody that goes over there right now, I'm like way behind on putting it all over there. So stay tuned in that regard. But then because I talk a lot, just in general, and it seemed like a natural progression after seeing that there was things like GI Joe podcasts. One of the guys that pointed me in a lot of directions was Jeremy Kimberlin, and he he was like, oh, you want to like listen to these guys, and you want to he's got a Facebook group, and then I just pretty much from there met everybody, and I was like, I could probably do this. This sounds fun. And I just set up this, one day, and I got like an old ass chair and set it down. And my first 2 episodes are technically they're on Twitter. So I didn't do YouTube. I was just like, it was so easy. I was like, there's the live button. That's all I got to do is just hit this thing and put my phone up, So my first 2 episodes were on Twitter, but then everybody that had a clue was like, no, you've got to get over on like YouTube. Oh, there we go.
I just got kicked out of my own damn friggin' stream. I don't know.
I was like, damn, I blew his socks off. I wouldn't shut up for 2 seconds. He just says like, that's it, enough.
Somebody said your Tinder profile says Destro. Hello, Roadblock. All right, a couple people I know.
Ooh, Roadblock. Nice.
Good to see you, man.
Very good. But yeah, so that's
thanks for coming.
I would say that's pretty much it. That is it was just it happened. I don't want to say overnight, but I mean, in terms of things being creative and, again, like on Saturday night, I did 4 hours. I don't know how I did that. Like I write down some notes, and what happens is like the first 45 minutes, I'm like, oh my God, I've already talked about like most of the stuff on this list. What am I going to do? And then the next time I look down, I'm at 2.5 hours, and there's a bunch of stuff that has like come up in the comments and everything. And and because I've been so busy lately, I don't have time to open my shit. Like I got 270 figures. Guess what? 200 of them are not opened at all. So it's brutal. It's brutal, bro. It's literally. Do you know what this is like? I got a bunch of. I did open the snake armors, right? So what happens is I wind up if I have like this shot. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. Boom. I try to get into just opening what I need and doing the shot. I've also been lucky enough to like kind of reach out to 2 amazing makers, Chris from Sys 3D Arsenal, who makes all these crazy mission crates. I'm sure you've probably seen them, just like these guys, you've seen those before. And my brother Matt from Mo's Mind Custom Creations, he made the Atlas. I don't know if you've seen any of that. anyways, I've been working with those guys. So a lot of what I do is promo shots like for those guys, because it's like, if I've got the time to do it, let's work on, okay, hey, I've now got this giant atlas in my hands. And so let's do that. That's been awesome, for sure. So that aspect of it is the way I look at it is that's something it's beyond a hobby. It's some extra, you know what I mean? I'm gaining something from it. You know, and these are proper makers who, you know, everybody deserves to see their stuff in a proper light. So yeah, I'm honored that they even think that I'm good enough to do it. So yeah, I would say that's it, brother, in a nutshell.
You're getting a little roasted in the chat here. ADHD is how you do 4 hours, and then you got going full points hard, which I've never heard. I've not heard. No.
Listen, I can't. I would not deny any diagnosis of anything of this sort. Like I just like.
You know, we all have it.
Right. It's something I'm obsessed about. So like, I'm surrounded by them, and all I have to do is like, just look around and be like, oh, right, I had this figure the other day. Look at how this does this, and blah, blah, you know, and then that's it. And then somebody comments on it. We're going back and forth about it. But again, that's great. Like to have the people that are not just like they're all engaging. And it sounds like I don't see the comments, and that's fine, but it sounds like they're having this. I mean, it might be so. Hold on. It's like, oh, there we go. Never mind. Now I do.
Click the little button there. Yeah.
I got it. Now we're good. All right. So my boy Vagon is here too. Very good. I'm trying to set. You're going to see me put on my glasses in a hot minute. That's for sure.
I put mine on. Yeah.
It's if I gotta. Oh my god. And listen, these are the $2.99 ones. Look, it's still got the sticker on it. These are like the $2.99 ones from Home Depot.
I got a question. Did you name yourself Destro before you dove into the GI Joe stuff? It's just like that's the one piece that stuck.
Yes, Destro was always the through thread. Now I'm obsessed with Destro in the way that when I was a kid, I can remember yelling in the living room about just let Destro decide. Oh my God! Like again with this crazy stuff. Like what's happening? Like I was beside myself with that for sure. And like and again, like I said, that and just there was always just a little something. Plug my phone in here. There's always just a little something that would pop up that kept it kind of fresh in my mind. But the Destro Designs thing was so, well, truth be told, it was I had a business called Umbrella, and happened to him again.
I'm going to go.
There we go.
I'm going to sit on the router. And it's
okay.
You're not going to get a pretty, you know, nobody cares. Nobody cares. I'm going to go sit on the router because I don't know what's going on with this fucking bullshit.
I always feel lucky when I get a full podcast out with any problems because I wouldn't have any idea what to do if chaos ensued. That's for sure.
I'm going to sit right on the router here.
There we go.
And,
right.
You know, maybe that'll help. And if it doesn't help, I'm going to like, whatever. But
nice. Yeah. So Destro, the name, as far as the business goes, it was for the longest time, my business name was called Umbrella because I did so much different stuff. So like everything falls under the umbrella, but then maybe coincidentally, probably right around the time that Classified had started, I did a shift. You know, I had these kids and I was trying to do it differently. I got all new equipment, set up the shop in the back and was all about it. And it was right at that moment that when I was doing a lot of custom stuff, custom cutting boards that are engraved or like a fancy piece of cabinetry and then installing it in somebody's house. That is when I actually started calling it Destro Designs. But yes, that actually was born just of my long time obsession with Destro and him being awesome and right all the time.
Yeah. Very nice. Yeah. Similar to me. I just became obsessed. You all can hear me now?
Yes. Yeah, you sound great.
Okay.
I mean, really, it's been crystal clear. It would just be like all of a sudden, boop, you were gone in there, you were back again. So it wasn't, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. I had nice lighting in there, but what are you gonna? It just keeps shutting off. I don't
I know
what's going on. It's like what the hell. Anyway, we'll see. All right.
Right.
Yeah, my whole thing with Destro is it's actually pretty weird. Weird experience that made me use the name, which I haven't even talked about here, but I went into this like very odd therapy, right? Because my brother, my stepbrother, was like, "Hey, there's this thing. I'm not even that like into therapy." He's like, "You're going through some shit. He's going through divorce, going through some shit." And he's like, "I want you to do." I did this like crazy therapy a few years ago called rim therapy. Get a rim job. This is what we call. Anybody who hears that automatically calls it a rim job.
Oh, how can you not?
Yes. And he basically says, so he's like, you go in and like they conjure up memories and images, and they start playing with the imagery, and like they sort of hypnotize you, and you go through this like state, this like crazy bizarro state, right?
Like a sweat lodge sort of thing, but maybe without the sweat.
Yeah, it's just somebody talks to you. It's just like a person talks to you, right? And like by the end of the talk, you have this conversation with somebody. By the end of it, you've completely, conjured up your childhood. You can like you've gone in a hypnotized state. You start seeing shit. And he's like, and I'm like, I was skeptical, but I was like, he bought it. He's like, I'll pay for it. I'm not paying for it. I was like, it was a lot of money. He's loaded. He paid for it. He's like, I think you should do it. It did it. It was great for me. I want you to pay for it. And then one of the things that the first thing they did is they conjured up like an image of a childhood toy as like a safety device, right? And it was Rose head.
Huh.
So that's it.
Well, dude, I think that's a fantastic story, and I think not to get lost in there, we're talking about it being Destro, but like good on you for stepping up and trying to do something to better yourself in that way. Like a lot of people think that it's like trying to get help in that way is like the weak thing to do, and it's not. It's the strong thing. A lot of people get that confused, and good for you, brother. I think that's great.
Thanks. Yeah, it's a weird experiment. I didn't even know. But what's up, Destro? Oh, Jason, how are you, man? Good to see you. 6 days sober. Oh shit. All right.
Good nice. There you go. Fucking A. One day at a time, bro.
I'd say the same, but
no, I've given up many vices, but I still consume probably too much THC and way too much caffeine without a doubt. Yeah, but I don't know. The kids, booze just took a real big backseat to the degree, and then like I don't know what happened is like I would go so far in between having drinks that I started having these like almost like a allergic reaction. My face was getting red, and I was like my blood pressure would go through the roof. I'm talking a half a Heineken, bro, and I would like 2 days later not feel great, and I was like, you know what? I don't enjoy it that much. I can go puff on something or whatever. But yeah, but. That was it. I could have cared less, but I was still like, Jesus, I can't even like go to a wedding and have like something without my face getting all fucked up. So whatever.
Yeah. Once you hit an age, man, keep it going. Shit is bad. Early 90s are blurry as hell for me. Yeah, a good blur, a nice blur.
Oh, listen, my 20s, bro, I have stories. We could do a whole other line of podcast based on the shit I got into in my 20s, without question. There's a whole side of me my G.I. Joe bros don't know because they just know me as dad. I work a lot, I coach all the teams, and I take cool pictures, and talk a lot. So, but I used to be a wild animal.
Playing with toys, remember how it was, can still be useful as a distraction, reset, or a chance to build something that's true. Oh, that's a good question. Okay, so here's a question for you here. Do you play with them? Because I'm on a mission here.
I'm sorry. I was just gonna say. So you did that thing where you jumped on and talked about it, and I saw that. I think it popped up on YouTube 20 minutes before I started my podcast on a Saturday, and I immediately talked about it because it was hilarious. But you were also right. Like, who was one douchebag going to try to tell other people what they can and can't do with their? I mean, that's like it's the biggest go fuck yourself in the entire world. You know what I mean? Fuck's sake.
Yeah, you got to play, even if it's just like, I mean, like there are times when I will say it's a while where I'm not necessarily grabbing like tons of them and having a battle, but like just a moment where you get it out of the package for like a half hour and you're just like, all right, boom, 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 you make it have a little ninja battle, it's you got to do it.
I have something, I don't know what it is, but I just kind of in that moment that you're talking about, like you just get it out of the package, you're doing your first once over, right? And like I always imagine, and it's got to be something from a kid. I used to watch wrestling with my dad. I wanna make him do an elbow drop. Like I don't know why. It's just that's something that I like. It's like so like I always see what's the gun position look like. Are they looking down the scope? What does the elbow drop look like? Somehow they go right hand in hand, and I don't. It's one of those things that just got stuck in there for whatever reason. But no, for sure, I unfortunately don't have, and I hate to say this, like enough time to fuck around with them, because sometimes when I'm, like right now I'm looking on the other side over here, so I'm remodeling that whole entire half of the basement, and in the middle of it is this enormous Cobra Claw launching facility that I built, and my wife is putting up with right now. She hasn't said anything about it being there, which is, first I have to say, she is a saint. She hasn't said much about anything. We were in Walmart not that long ago, and for the first time, I think she got an idea of what these things cost, and I could see the math starting to go. And I was like, "We got to get the kids bikes. Let's just over, anything to cause it." I literally almost leapt into the shelves to just knock everything over and cause the biggest, most distracting thing ever, because I thought for sure she was at least going to be like, "So how many of those do you have?" But it's I'm remodeling 3/4 of the house for her, so I think she's just kind of like, it's you give and take. You give and take.
Can't do that shit.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So we got a lot of people saying here, got 4 in front of me right now. Pew pew, nice. Okay, great.
So there's like this right here. It is all shit. It is stuff that is stacked now. It's a little neat over here, and I tried to neaten it up there, if anybody could see up there. But like this is just it's everywhere, and a lot of it is because, like I said, I'm remodeling that side, so stuff winds up coming kind of over here, and I don't have. I need a good 2.5 hours to move that thing that's got everything on it over there. cut the base and put it around that pole, and then I can set up a table where I can do, so like every week for my podcast I take a picture that's got like this thing. My buddy CG Horror made me this really fucking cool sign, because I was using a spray painted piece of styrofoam painter's taped to the back of something, and he was like, "Brother, that's not what you want." He was like, "Let me give you this." So he gave me that, and so I try to take a picture of like, if it's just me, I'll just put like one figure on there. Like I had my boy Conrad Hauser, who's like, Duke. So it was a Destro and a Duke, one standing on each side. So like, but to take that picture, I have to pull out that big white piece for the bottom, the big black piece for the back. I have to find a flat surface, which doesn't fucking exist here, because everything has 50 figures. So listen, I don't sound like I'm complaining. I'm blessed. I'm bursting at the seams with G.I. Joe. It's everybody's dream. I thank life every day for the blessings that I have, for sure. But I need a little time to get in here and get it straight.
I once put Shipwreck in a come get some position on a pillow. Did it work?
That's a good question.
That worked, because I don't know.
I mean, it depends on who's saying that. Is that sounds like just another jerk? Is that who?
Z.
Oh, Stevie Z. That's my boy, Stevie Z. He makes these cool blueprint shirts. I think I have 10 of them. Let's say I counted the other day. I can go an entire month without wearing the same G.I. Joe shirt. I don't wear them all the time like that, because at work I have to wear work clothes. But yeah. I can't get enough. The shirts are especially when TeePublic has the sale. I think right now they're on sale, so they're like $16 a piece. I'm such a sucker for a deal.
Mike Rice is only midlife crisis that the wives don't mind. Yeah, it's better than like I don't know, getting a motorcycle or getting a mistress. It's way better than getting a mistress, right?
Right. Yes. Right. Just get yourself some figures, and that's that. Yeah. Way cheaper too. You think these figures cost a lot. Have you checked on a divorce lawyer lately?
I have, unfortunately.
Oh, sorry. Yes. So unfortunately, I did as well, and it was. I couldn't fucking believe it. My lord.
The other voices lead to alimony payment. Speaking of voices, next week I will be talking to Cobra TV, the Anchor Viper.
Oh, no shit.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
For those, have you seen this channel?
Yes, just like this week I saw it. Yeah.
Yeah, that does. They're Cobra operatives, and they do a little news report. I'll be talking to them.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's totally fantastic.
Yeah. Also, and then in a couple of weeks, I'm actually talking to Buzz Dixon, which I'm very excited about. He just agreed to let me interview him.
That's awesome.
Yeah, the man, he's like the best comic cartoon writer of all time, I think.
Well, I don't exactly disagree. And I feel like, that makes me happy for you. I like, your stuff is so well, the production value, like it looks, you know what I mean? Trust me, I have a nice camera that makes the picture look nice, but beyond that, I have no production value. So like, I really appreciate like, the editing and stuff like that. Serpentor, the editing in that Serpentor video is everything. Absolutely perfect. I've never, I remember the first time I heard it. And the first time you dropped that line where you're like, Serpentor is probably a really sick fuck, I laughed out loud to the degree that one of the guys that works for me came over to see what I was laughing about. He's like, "What are you looking at?" I was like, just never mind. You won't get it. He don't know G.I. Joe. He wouldn't get it. But dude, that's awesome. So yeah, you deserve it. Those are great. Great grabs. Yeah, Anchor Viper. How cool.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool. Yeah, Buzz Dixon is a very nice person. Very nice person.
That's great.
Very easy to talk, contact, and get in touch with. Very kind.
I think it's awesome that we have Larry Hama is also appears to be, and like we have Sergeant Slaughter, who I don't know how much time you spend on Twitter, but Sergeant Slaughter spends a lot, and he interacts with everybody, and he's a sweetheart of a man. It's really fantastic. It's I was never like I didn't have Sergeant Slaughter figures. Like I wasn't a huge I didn't have I didn't like him the way I liked other figures, but I always had this massive amount of respect because he was real. So there's all this G.I. Joe, but look, there's one of them. That's one of them right there. He's fucking real. He's wrestling Hulk Hogan. Yeah, that was awesome.
What's cool is when he was asked to, he went to Vince McMahon and he was like, "Hey, I got this deal with G.I. Joe. I can make a lot of money." And Vince McMahon was like, "Nah, fuck you. You can't do it because we got an LJN deal. We got LJN wrestlers, and that's our contract. So you can't do it." And so Slaughter just said, "Don't tell me what I can't do." And he's
right.
Left.
That's great.
Ultimately, look at it. He's probably more famous now for G.I. Joe than he is for being a wrestler.
Oh, 100% has to be, right? I mean, maybe there was a time where it was not that way, and it was still maybe closer, but no, 100%, it's got to be. People, every time I see pictures of him at a comic convention or something, the line is fucking, it stretches out of the picture. So yeah, nice. And good for him, because, I'm trying to think, I think I was listening to something today, and I think it was honestly one of your episodes of something, and I think you had said that almost not to get lost in it, that Sergeant Slaughter is a good voice actor. It's not just that he's fucking good at it. He's really good at it. So good for him. I think that because he really nails. It's like how F. Lee Ermey nails that drill sergeant. In that kind of a way, like he brings that nobody else can do this but this guy. That sort of thing.
Connor says, not your favorite Joe. I was when I was younger, it wasn't my favorite either but I actually liked to make do the elbow drop. For me, that was it. It was like,
yes,
I was as a kid of the 80s, I was into wrestling. Were you into wrestling?
Definitely. Yeah. I was like me. That was my dad. I think might still. I think he strayed away when they broke up, and then it became like 8. When it was like 5 different wrestling kind of. I think that's maybe where he drifted away from it. But no, I remember. So listen, I got a big old scar, and he broke my nose when we were wrestling on accident. Obviously, he had me up, and I was wiggling on top, and I slipped off, and I fell, and I smashed my face on the coffee table. I remember it vividly, believe it or not. I was like 7 years old. But no, and that didn't shy us away from it. We continued to wrestle as soon as I was well enough to get back in the ring.
Hey, I hurt my kids like 75 times. Tossing them around.
Listen,
but it's just like, they love it. They love it. Doug Slaughter, fridge. The fridge doesn't make sense. I was never a big fridge fan. I do love the Roddy Piper figure. I never had it because it came out when I was like 30,
Right.
Yes. In the Iron Grenadiers is amazing. Okay.
Agree. I just want to point something out real quick. I saw my boy Snow Leopard in the chat. Now, bring that up that he is here because right now it is 3 a.m. where he lives. Damn, homeboy gets on. I can't remember if you told me or if you wanted me to say, but it's the other side of the world, and he reached out one day when he was like, "Oh, I might not be in the comments tonight because it's 3 a.m. to get there. And I was like, oh, dude, please. But there's the replay. By all means, I love that you're even considering it. And then you know what? He showed up for everyone since. He hasn't missed a thing. So he is joining us now from the middle of the night.
Nice. We get a little love for Anchor Viper here. And Anchor Viper is actually here. So there you go. Hello.
Very good. Very good. Well, something there. I think it's truly unique and perfect in the way that it's like they go they play right into the whole thing that the terrorist organization is the Joes, and they do it like so dead. It's perfect. It's really cool. Big fan. I don't know why. It's one of those things, like I kept seeing it in the timeline and I didn't hit it to watch it. Like I don't know if that happens. Like sometimes I just get so
yeah.
And I don't know. I never looked. And then one day I hit on one and I was like, wait, what's this? Holy shit, this is super cool. And then I went and I watched them all and I was retweeted a couple. I was like, wow, it's very, 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 very cool.
Grizzle Horn says, my brother, the coach, break his nose during wrestling training next week. He broke the coach's nose. They're both friends today. That's how boys are, we just beat the crap out of each other and we get over it. And it's like it's a good thing about it to some extent, where it's just like you get over it, you like bust each other's balls, kind of mean.
That's it.
You're fine.
Nobody is meaner than me than my lifelong friends. It's not even close.
We're mean. And then it's like, I don't want to say some women, not all women, but they can be like not mean to each other, but then secretly they're nasty. It's like my friends are like immediately mean to. Actually, my sister's the same way though, so I shouldn't even say it.
Right.
Not a woman thing. It's necessarily.
Right. We may have to wrestle around at the barbecue every couple of years. Somebody's got a beef, but what they're not doing is going home and voodoo dolling the people that they go around saying they're their best friends.
Just call you're an asshole to your face, and that's good. A lot of women that can do that too. Friends of mine, Well, let's get into this. So what do you think? Have you been paying attention to the Comic-Con?
So listen, I wish that I was able to be like on like this last 2 weeks, especially. I have not spent the amount of time on a timeline, but I have looked at everything and I actually printed out a couple pictures just because, again, my old man eyes, just in case I'm not like, what is it? And then, so we can definitely, so I did, really, if you look at like what we're pre-ordering now and then that previous wave, dude, that was like half of my wanted for classifieds, like Hit and Run, Mainframe, Sci-Fi Wetsuit, like all those guys. Like I think, Mainframe and Hit and Run were definitely, and Night Viper were definitely on my list. Because Lifeline is so cool to finally get, because I think one thing that I hear from a lot of people in terms of why they like Lifeline is a lot of people came into the line and that was the medic. Like, they stopped making Doc. And then if you came in at whatever year that was, then Lifeline was your medic. So yeah, he's legit.
Yeah, he's awesome. I'm loving what they did with him. Let's take a look. So the first couple things we can look at is just what you were able to pre-order finally. And we were able to order.
Nice.
This is always, there we go. That's what I want.
Nice. Very good.
What do you think? Are you a Cobra Law fan? I know like people are very like mixed on Cobra Law. What's your thoughts on Cobra Law? It's been we were talking about it in the comments on the show on Saturday, because I originally was like, I'm not going to get Pythona. I was like, it's going to be $50+ and bro, I have been spending. I think everybody with the way the pre-orders, I think these last couple of weeks, we are all looking at hurt wallets. So I was like, and then all of a sudden it was like, what's going to happen? I'm not going to get it. It's going to fucking sell out. And then if I'm going to want it later, I'm going to have to spend $150 on the secondary market. I was like, I might as well just and then what it comes down to is I can buy it for $50. If I get it in my hands and I go, you know what, I don't want it, then I can sell it to somebody. So I ordered 2, as you do, and that's actually already shipped. I don't know if mine I think is going to be here on Wednesday, so that's exciting. So I did get 2. It looks really good. I mean, that like the soft goods look nice. Her hair with the ponytail looks really good. It's got now, just correct me, I'm pretty sure it does come with that 3-headed snake wire cutting thing, right? Yeah, she comes with all kinds of things. She's got like the you can see them at the bottom
Yes.
there. She's got the one
Yep.
she also has the one that grips the face, and I think it actually grips the face.
Oh,
It's awesome.
right. Yes.
Then she's got the
Yes.
one that she uses that has gas, and it
Yep. That's right.
has
That's
like
right.
a smoke that comes out. And then she's got these 2 discs. She's got the hood. It's awesome
Very
figure.
cool.
Yeah. I mean, I always was, for me, it was like Cobra Law, when it came out, I was like, this is not the direction I want to go. And for me, Cobra Commander is always a used car salesman. That
Right. Right.
it's always going to be the used car salesman who created like a secret or terrorist organization. To me, that's so much more interesting.
So
than-
much more. So
yeah,
much
but
more.
I'm over it, and it's
It,
like I think the design of Cobra Law is so good, and it always was.
yes.
Even then, when I was a kid, I was
Yes.
like, I don't love this, but
But
the design, it looks like a weird Tails, like like almost like a Lovecraftian fucking thing. It's just so good,
but
so well designed.
I feel like I kind of agree with pretty much what you're saying, where like
Yeah,
in the movie, I remember being like as much as I sided with Destro and was always like, oh my God, let Destro do it. I still loved Cobra Commander, right? Like he was still awesome. And then to see how he got, like to see how they did him with all that legal fecal palava. I felt like, that's one of my favorite lines in the movie, and I don't know why. Like it pops in my head constantly. Like I can't use it around anybody because I'll look like a crazy person. Like even GI Joe people have a hard time at first. So, but yeah. So I didn't like how they did him there, and I think like the part where they're fighting and Serpentor gets thrown into the BET. There's like a moment where I'm like, yes, I'm liking this, but overall, it's tough to want it. And so here's now the dilemma. So if I have a Pythona, you just can't have the Pythona. So now I'm gonna have to get 2 fucking Royal Guards, just one to stand on each side, and I can stop right there. I can stop right there.
TV Cobra says terrorists. Here we go. We're slandering them. I think we got some love for Cobra Law here. I got it. I have some love. I'm on the love side. The other thing is, are you reading the Energon's universe stuff at all?
I am embarrassingly behind on all things comics. So one of the things that like
you don't want to spend like $5,000 on comic books to read all of it.
Right, I know. Well, I've had guys that want to send me the stuff to read it, and it comes down to time right now, brother. Like where, But so one of the things that like a bunch of us that we do like this nice little online community, you got to come and check it out. Like the internet is largely a toxic place, but dude, we've got a really cool thing. And one of the things that we do is we pick up stuff for each other. Oh, whoa, look, I saw the crystal ball at Walmart. Who needs when I got one? And we kind of, and like I said, I had helped out one guy with something, and he sent me an over the top. My boy CG sent me an over the top care package, and we kind of go back and forth like that. And I kind of lost the thread on what I was going to say, why I was saying that, but
the comic books, yeah, they're
yes, thank you. So my boy Conrad sent me he sold me a bunch of Crimson Alley Vipers for retail price, which was very nice because you can't find them for less than 37. And so he sent me all those, and he sent me 3 or 4, I think it was 4 comic books, and one of them was a second print of GI Joe #1. And because I have some, I think I have like a bunch of the second print, like 2, 3, 8, something, whatever it was. But he sent me that comic, and I cracked that open, and I forgot how fucking awesome those comics are. So like for so that first one came out that was in the 80s, right? So there didn't go back. Okay, so I opened up that first one, and literally by the time I got to the middle of the second page, I was like, why aren't I reading all of these? This is so good. So, but I'm not completely unfamiliar in the sense that like a lot of the conversation that these guys have, because like there's 3 or 4 dudes that I know that will tell you literally anything you want to know at the drop of a dime. They're like an encyclopedic knowledge. I think it's pretty cool, for sure. And there's also those dudes who know the figures by like the body parts. So like they're like, oh, that's the head from this and the head from that. I feel like that's a burden because you're immediately like, oh, this is just a Frankenstein, instead of enjoying it as because I think I saw something. It was like the grunt chest vest thing is pretty noticeable, but it's so awesome you don't give a shit. You just, make it look good, paint it the right colors. But yeah, I'm gonna actively try to not get that familiar, because I don't want to immediately dissect it like that. I just want to look at it and go, oh, because like honestly, like, and again, we're still talking about Pythona, so I'll say, like, what happens is, what I've come to understand is, I look at something, and even when they're showing the figure, and I go, I just don't think it's great. I'm happy it's there, but I don't think I'm going to get it. And then for whatever reason, I wind up getting it. And when I take it out of the package, I'm like, yo, this is incredible. Like, and it just blows me away. And so that in the end, like I said, I got 2 Pythonas. And part of that was because I kind of thought maybe it was going to sell out, and I would be happy to sell it to somebody for, cost, retail, and shipping. Oh, hey, you missed out. Boom, I got one. Send me the dough and I'll send it to you. So I did get 2. And I am excited for it. I do think it'll be amazing photos, especially with 2 royal guards. But that is the thing. Yeah. I couldn't just take a shot of just her unless she was like, I don't know, like maybe I could recreate a hallway from the movie or something like that, which is what I've already been thinking. But we'll see.
We get a comment. We, of course, realize you were simply paraphrasing the drumbeat propaganda of the Joes. Your loyalty has never been in question, Hail Cobra, of course. We have here people asking for a link. What do you want? Do you want a link to the place in which I will definitely put in, by the way, in the description, links to your channel.
Great. Okay.
Channels, of course, and anything else. I'm pretty good about that
Great.
stuff.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Want to link to what do we want to link to? The free comics? I don't know that. So there is. If you go, I know. So this is the thing. If you want to read all the comics, it's a little bit on the shady side. It's the website that is not exactly legitimate, but you can read every single G.I. Joe comic ever for free online. You're just gonna get some like weird tentacle anime ads in the corner.
Right. Pay no mind.
And I mean the new ones I buy, but there was like a period in the middle where like IDW was doing like they did like 4 million comics, some of which are great, some of which are not. And those, if you want to read those, to me, I was like, I had to read all of them. And I was like, I'm reading all these. I can't go out and buy a million back issues. So I did. Is that the link you were asking for? Or otherwise you can ask specifically for whatever link. Is that my assumption? Correct? I don't know. Tell me in the comments, Bob. But yeah, I'm loving this. I'm a big fan of the movie. I think the movie's great. So even though I don't like, it's not my. And then Cobra Law, actually, in the Energon universe, Cobra Law becomes like 20 times cooler.
Okay.
I really like it more. So it really works here. So
that gets my attention. You saying that. So yeah. Very cool. Very cool.
You know what I would do is, if you can, just read the 4. There's 4 graphic novels: Destro, Cobra Commander, Scarlet, and Duke. That lead for issue 1, and those are great, and they just get you right. They get you what the world is. Really cool.
I do believe that the my boy Conrad was. I think he had mentioned those specifically as well, because he's been trying to. Because of course I say, hey, if I only got a little bit of time, give me the shit that I absolutely I have to read, and I do believe that was in his short list. So
just read cool. Just read the Destro one, because the Destro one is it's like Shaft meets James Bond, but it's Destro. Like Destro's the hero.
Nice.
He's so cool. He's just a total badass. He's stylish. He gets the girl. What I mean?
Okay.
It's everything that you love about Destro. The person who wrote it really understood Destro like in a crazy way. It's so good.
Okay. I like it. Yeah, that does sound cool for sure.
All right, let's look at the next one. Oh, geez. This is the software.
Listen, you already have done a world's better job than I would do with any of this. I'm already so impressed.
We can confirm. Oh, so he's basically, as you're saying, he is officially a terrorist who is right. That's better. he's got to be the terrorist that, or he's going to. I'm sorry, he's not a terrorist. He's not a terrorist. He's a businessman. He's a smart businessman. He's
trying to live the American dream.
Destro book is fun, the great read. Nice. Shameless plug. I did a Cobra Commander origin video, which I'm very, very proud of.
It was excellent. Yo, you should be very proud of all of those. They are all amazing.
I'm gonna do another one. I'm working on Buzzer. I'm gonna work
Oh,
on.
nice.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, we have in our little community there, we have a buzzer aficionado.
Nice.
Pandora is her name. She has every figure, has had custom drawings made. She is obsessed. So let me tell you, you're going to get probably 100 views in the first week just from her.
Oh, Pandora. Is she a fan of Pandora from Action Force as well?
I honestly am not sure. I know she's a huge G.I. Joe fan. I think she has like a whole other page all about about Transformers. So yeah, I'm not sure what the name means, but she is our buzzer aficionado for sure.
What do you think of these guys? Are you gonna get? Is this floating your boat here? We had some here. Conrad says, "I love the weird GI Joe concepts." You ordered 4. Yeah, I ordered 2.
Yes, I got 4. I got 2. I got 2 as well.
Yeah.
So the way that I looked at it was, first of all, Crystal Ball was that first one that I said I'm not going to get. I was like, you know what? I'm passing. Yes, I was like, I'm passing on Crystal Ball. And then I got massive FOMO because everybody else was having a hard time getting them. And I started seeing pictures of it out of the box. And I was like, man, it looks like I could do something cool. I have and then I kind of came up with a whole idea in my head about him using, and then like with the Dyer technology. And then once I saw, and then I can't remember, I think somebody, my boy Dan sent me 2 of those. He found them in a Walmart and he sent me 2. And once I saw this, I think I immediately liked this more than I would have had not Crystal Ball been what he is. Meaning, like, these are obviously his army.
Yeah.
So if I've got one Crystal Ball, same with with Pythona and the Royal Guards, where one Crystal Ball, 2 of these guys, one on each side, and I can make that something really cool. I have these little green effect lights that are going to light up some smoke around them. That one's going to be, it's going to look way cooler, but be easier than most. Like, a lot of the shit that I do, bro, takes me fucking a week to set it up before I can take a picture because I'm a crazy person. So that seems like it'll be pretty easy to do with just a little bit of effect. But yeah, I think they're dope. I think it brings, because it is very sci-fi. Like, the dial on sci-fi is turned way the fuck up on this.
Yeah.
But I feel like I don't know. I also love Vipers, and the body's good. They've got the one helmet that doesn't have like a green face. It's just a flat kind of like the ode to what would be the regular Viper face, I believe. I think it looks great. I love the colors. I wish the dog, though, or the wolf, was a little less green, meaning like more regular, because like the Dyer Viper, the Dyer effect on the Viper is, say, what, 8%, but then you look at the dog and the dog is like 75% Dyer green. Yeah. So I feel like there's something about that brings it slightly out of balance for me. But for sure, I actually remember right off the rip, the first time I saw him, I was like, oh, I like that. Normally I would be like, no, but I like that.
I didn't read the file card. Yeah, is it cool? Yeah. So basically, the file card, I think it's almost like they like have this gas that creates like a fear effect. So I don't know if the creatures are really supposed to be there, or if they're
right.
That's a good call. Energy, or they are literally just a mirage. I think I think it almost feels like they're more like it's a lot like Scarecrow. They're hard to find where to read the file cards, I've noticed.
Right.
Nice. On Instagram. But yeah, so I think that's the idea, is they're like a manifestation of the Dyer technology, so they're not really there. But it's very cool though. Yeah. I adore these things. I want 5 of them. I bought 2.
Nice. Okay. Because they're $55, so you only got 2 to not feel like you were fucking crazy.
Yeah, exactly. A couple $100. Yeah.
Dude, well,
Scarecrow. Yeah, I think that's kind of what it is, right? Yeah.
Nice. Well, that's what happened when those police officers, which they just popped up out of nowhere, and all of a sudden it was on Amazon, deliver it by 4 a.m. So I got 5 and was like, okay, it's one of those things. Okay, fine, I'll get rid of 2 or 3 of them. No, I'm not. As soon as I opened that box, I was like, no, I'm not getting rid of a single fucking one of these.
If you got one of those, you need 5. That's the thing. And that's like that was one of the smartest things they ever did, because you need those. If you're a Marvel Legends guy, you need for, they're better done for, now they do them in GI Joe. Marvel Legends collectors can use them because then they don't have to pay Marvel. They don't have to pay anything.
Right.
Joe, or they own the IP, they can have better weapons, and then
The whole thing.
I'm not
Well, it
buying
looks.
one like in 5.
They look fantastic, by the way, too. I only pulled the sleeve out to like just to look like the figure itself is amazing. I think it's going to look real good. Like I've got a shot planned. I have that Atlas, which maybe at some point I'll try to hold it up, but it's so big you wouldn't even see the whole thing. So the back comes down, and all 5 of them fuckers are going to come out with their riot shields and shockwave as well, and that's going to be a show of force for the Springfield PD.
Yeah, nice. Very nice.
But yeah, so I'm a fan. I definitely was like, I'm sure, you know what, I may wind up with 5 when it's all said and done, especially if you there winds up being a deal on them or something like that. But yeah, my original troop builder number was 4. And then I was like, okay, but the Alley Viper, I'm going to get more of those because it's like my favorite. So I have 14 of those. And then if you look up here, I have 26 Python Patrol Vipers. So now I didn't pay. There's a gentleman who lives about 45 minutes north of where I am, who I found on Facebook Marketplace. The gentleman had overspent, lost his job, and then overspent some more. And he was like trying to recuperate in whatever way he could. So I mean, I refused to take. He was trying to offer me shit for like no money, and I was like, no, listen. I'll give you, this is what you need to be charging people. I was like, don't have people over here. Somebody is going to scumbag you the way you're just like, you're trying to be nice about it, bro. You're trying to recuperate your life. So anyways, I got 15 of them for $150 from him. So yeah, I was like, cause it's, they're all loose. And he was like, listen, just please take that. And I was like, I will take that deal. Yes, I will take that deal. So, but that means I still had 11 before that. So it's not like, I don't want to put it all on that special deal, but as far as like the troop building goes, those are definitely the 2 big ones. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I got a few of them infantries. I think I got like 6 of those. I got like 7 grunts maybe because that figure is amazing. I'm also troop building Footloose. I think he looks, obviously the face, but like everything else is very much, like an army builder kind of thing. So I'm going to try to, manipulate the heads and something cool. So I wish I had time to customize. So I have a second scrap iron that I want to have like a buddy for him. And I put Bazooka's head on the body, and it actually looks amazing. Yeah. It looks crazy. He looks like, I can't think of the guy's name. Freddie Mercury, matter of fact.
So we got the tech from the 80s. Yeah, is that a Visionaries reference, Mike? Pretty much, yeah. Right. I'm a big Visionaries fan.
Visionaries were cool as shit.
This? Hey, pimp the Christmas thing, someone. What's the Christmas thing? Is that you? Is that your stuff?
I don't know. The Christmas thing.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. No. Don't know.
Next figure here. Again, I got to figure this out here. Why I wanted to stay there. All right.
There we go.
Big Lob. What are your thoughts on Big Lob?
I think that it definitely looks cooler than I expected it to. So this is one of those figures where I'm just kind of like, it doesn't. So I have a little bit of an issue with like the sleeveless. Like now, obviously we don't come to G.I. Joe for practicality, but we all draw the lines in different places on things.
Yeah.
And so with me, like the Night Force Quick Kick, if he just had anything on his arms, he would be amazing. Like we were talking about figure of the year the other night on the show, and everybody was saying Night Force Quick Kick. I'm like, he's shirtless. It looks great. But anyway, so one of my boy Animus levels set me up with like a tactical sweater that I'm going to be able to pop the arms off, slide the vest off, put that on, and put it back because I love it. I've got the Kabuki mask on him. Where is homeboy? Yeah, he's right here.
Here is saying. Is explaining Christmas chest thing for families. What's that?
I don't know, brother. Wolfson has always got a thought bomb going off. I'm sorry, dude. I'm not sure. Yeah.
Christmas chest thing.
Me neither. Wolfson, what are you talking about, brother? But yeah, so I'm a Big Lob. First of all, I love his gun that he comes with. I'm trying to say that. Is that unique? Is that like a new weapon? Because I don't know. I can't fucking tell. Let me see. Did I print?
A little grenade. You mean the little tiny one or the other? The
No,
machine?
the rifle. The rifle. I
Yeah,
can't. So it's pretty dope. I love this. I love the stock on it, and anything with a foregrip. Like whenever Gridiron has those $5 deals, if it's a fucking rifle with a foregrip, give me 10.
yeah.
Give me those. Because most of the weapons that come with these are. What's that?
We just had a post that said
Oh,
boobies.
boobies. Okay. I'm not sure. I don't know. That's funny. That is a Christmas jest. That's fun. I don't know who that is though.
Anyway, he's got and then he's got that little mini. It looks like a mini grenade launcher or something. It's like a pistol.
Yes.
I like it.
Yeah, it's like one of those like an M203 that goes on like the bottom of a rifle. It's just the actual little guy. That is cool. Actually, the picture I printed out to look at actually had that in his hand, and it almost looks like one of them small super sawed off shotties. But I think you're right. I think that is a grenade. That is a grenade launcher. So one thing I saw that somebody had made a post about it, and it was his shoes. Now that I thought was pretty cool.
Awesome, yeah.
They're not tactical boots, but I see the line somehow only applies to his sleeveless arms. Yeah. When I go down to his sneakers, I'm like, no, those are totally fine. they're probably steel toe. Who knows?
My line is always changing. Admittedly, it's always changing. It's always like, I'm like, oh yeah, I want realism, and then I'm like, the Ghost Viper's great.
I'm buying 5.
It's got a glow in the dark snake head.
right.
Whatsoever.
It's a holographic neon green snake. Give me 5.
That's real. That's real. America's working on that shit,
Right.
Or,
I mean, I do.
Or some shit, I like.
Well, I love how G.I. Joe makes your brain work in that way, where you're not just like you're looking at a figure, the character, because growing up, it wasn't just that you had like a figure, because you had a figure, then you had the character that it was in either the comic books or the show, but then you had the card art and the file card. So to me, like my boy Big Red does a post every day. He's got an amazing 3 3/4 collection. And you see how we're set up right here with the big panel and then 2 smaller ones. So he does a shot of the figure and then a shot of the card art and a shot of the file card. And then he talks about the figure briefly. And I love that, because to me, that's really representing the whole package. Because like I talked about with I didn't have a whole lot of figures, so I lived vicariously through the fucking card art, like looking at the back and all the pictures on the back. Like I would stare at the back of those things forever and just like look at the little mini card arts. And yeah, I remember I had a magnifying glass, and I would literally just sit there and be like, that's fucking awesome. So Big Lob, I'm definitely gonna grab one. Maybe what I'll try to do is this is like the Night Force Quick Kick is like a made up. It's not integral to the figure to have him with sleeveless. This, on the other hand, is one of those things that like I can't do that with him. You're changing the whole thing. So I'm gonna get him like that. I'm gonna rock him. I'm sure we're gonna see a ton of like the shots from like the movie with Beachhead, Law and Order, Jinx, and every the recruits or whatever. We're gonna see a lot of that, and I think he's gonna be really awesome for those. And I keep hearing a lot about like he's used body parts from like the starting lineup figures, and that you can get like a starting lineup goal, and you can have him like dunking and shooting or something, whatever. I mean, that's that. Yeah. So I'm glad that they did it. This is So you can't just come out with all the bangers and then release the ones like this way later on. You've got to prolong the line by putting out, like a couple, like you got Night Viper, Hit and Run, Lifeline, but then you've got something brand new in like the Ghost Viper. Well, that's not brand new, but like something like the Ghost Viper and something like this. So you're getting three uppercuts and a nice right left kind of jab situation. So yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. I'm happy.
So we find it's a GLP grenade launcher pistol, and they exist. Cool to know. I did not know they existed.
Oh no shit.
But yeah, all right. Let's get to our next.
Interesting.
One. This is one of our favorites. I think you mentioned.
Yes.
Why is this? Okay. Yeah, this one's to me was one of the ones I was like most looking forward to. I wanted more than anything. Was this guy?
Me too. He was number 1 on my list until he came out. Yep, for sure. I had him repelling.
And it's amazing. I think they did an incredible job with them.
Yes, yes. The classification is strong with this one, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Like we share a brain on Scrap Iron on how they did him so fucking perfect. Like it's perfect. There's no, I mean, I can't, like I've looked at it genuinely and been like, no, I don't think I'd change anything. This is absolutely, the drone is perfect. You know, yeah, I love it. I love it. But this, I definitely feel like they did it justice. Now, one thing, and because I'm not a super stickler for, you know, it being exactly like it is, right up until I am. Right. So I say I'm a stickler. I'm not a stickler for it right up until I am. You know, there's certain things where you're like, oh no, wait, that has to be the other way or whatever. But like one thing I'm happy they didn't do. So on his card art, he had like a modified rifle where it was the short commando, short barrel commando style, but it also had a 9mm mag in it. I don't know if you remember that, the OG card art. So it was like he had like an must have been one of those adapters. I'm happy they didn't do that little part. I'm happy that they went with a full, what looks like, you know, a 5.56 NATO or a 7.62 kind of size clip. But and it also looks like that they're gonna have, so if I up in the top right hand corner, there's that looks like the handle of a shovel without the shovel part on it. I think that's what you twist to wind up his cord, right? I think that goes in the end.
Yeah, you get a little bit better look in this particular shot here. That another great thing is that the duffel bag opens up.
Yes, that is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
That's the one right there. I am so totally sold with that. Holy moly.
That blade, he's got a real long like machete with a little. Yeah, I think that thing's amazing. Yeah,
that is now that. Where's the knife? The knife goes in there, right? That's right in the little thing there?
I think long blade. It's like a long blade that goes.
Oh yeah, no, he had so that big one. So him and Shockwave had those huge fucking, like, it almost looked like a Rambo knife for a 112 figure, for crying out loud. Things are, well, that's an exaggeration, but yeah, they were huge. I loved both of those guns. But I love that somebody had mentioned it, might have been Stevie Z. He was like, I wish it came with an unpainted face, right? So you could do like a headquarters shot or something like that. I thought so too, but I love that they did it how they did it. I love the goggles and the helmet. Looks perfect. I kind of remember too, like in the card, like if you look at his I know his body shape, like he looks like somebody that would be scaling down. Like he's not too big, you know what I mean? Like that's what you see. They say a lot of special forces guys, they're not these huge bricked up dudes. They're, 5'10", 6 foot even, 200 pounds flat. And that's what he definitely looks like. And I love it. They're definitely doing what appears to me every aspect of the figure justice. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Great backstory too. If you remember from the file cards, he was like an orphan, and he would just run. He'd run away from whatever orphanage just to run.
Crazy.
They asked him like, why are you running away? And he's like, I'm just running. It's kind of it's one of those, to me, it's like some of those file cards are so good, and that
so good
stands out. Yeah, it's one of the good ones.
And not to bring it back to Scrap Iron, but like, he wants to so angry he wants to blow up the world. I think that's just amazing. There's quite a few. I'm going to draw a blank on all the ones that I ever think are like really awesome, but there's quite a few file cards that you're just like, somebody was up burning the midnight oil when they wrote this one, because it is good and it is wild. You know what I mean? Like you could do a whole series of like a whole television series on some of these file cards.
Yeah, it's all Larry. Well, I guess they weren't all Larry, but I feel like the good ones were Larry Hama. So
right, yes, I'm almost certainly. Well, we talked about it a couple weeks ago where we were talking. I had a guy on who had some ideas for a movie, and they were really interesting ideas. Just a couple bullet points or whatever. And somebody had brought up that it would like telling a G.I. Joe story would almost be better in a TV show. Yeah. And I was like, how about that? That does sound right. Like, cause you could do like a standalone episode about one guy that doesn't even necessarily have to tie. Like you can have a unifying through thread, but you could do so much off to the side stuff that would just be amazing. Like you could take the file card, and you could do 45 minutes, so an hour with commercials or whatever the fuck they do these days. Do they even make shit with commercials anymore, for crying out
I
loud?
don't know. Yeah,
I don't know.
I think it'd be like Game of Thrones meets, like Mission. It could be crazy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So that was I think my boy Conrad had that idea. It was an excellent but I wish I could remember that my boy CG had really great ideas. He came up, it was like 3 or 4 things that he had said about having a movie, and I remember being like, wow, I would really want all of those. That's fucking great. But yeah, so there we go. I love it.
Yeah. What do you think of
I
this?
love it. I love it. I definitely, so I actually had Doc. I remember getting Doc at a garage sale when I was still a kid. So like say whatever year was the last year they made Doc, he was off the shelves. I remember looking for him, and when you say looking for him, it's I went to Caldor, KB stores, and Toys R Us, and he wasn't there. So that's all you had back then. And I saw him at a garage sale. So I did have a Doc, but Lifeline, that red got me, when I was young. I loved, he had the case. So I think they did the case justice. So if this, that breathing, it looks like, I showed my kids and I was like, look, even the superhero has a sleep apnea mask like Daddy does. Because that's what it looks like. But that little fucking thing. So if that like connects. Yeah, I have to have it, bro. I snore so bad, it's unreal.
Oh wait, here we go. This is him using it, right?
Nice, very cool.
That is awesome. Yeah, plugs right in, right? Yeah,
that's fucking.
Awesome.
That is great. Yeah. That is really, really cool. They did that good. I heard some rumblings about people like, not super negative again, because I'm blessed with a nice corner of the internet, but like that, the shape of the head, and in the render reveal, it did look. It's one of those things where you're like, it does look off, but I don't know what you would do to solve it. Yeah. Right? You know what I mean? Like yes, there may be something wrong there, but there is no solution. So no, I love it. I think the Lifeline was always going to be about the extras, because you can make a white and red figure. That's the thing. It's how crazy did you go with his gear? As a kid, there was people that bought him simply based on the fact that it had a ton of shit in there. You know what I mean? And I can say honestly, that's kind of sort of me included, because I do remember like thinking that was one. I almost wanted to draw the line at the red. I almost wanted to be like, this red is ridiculous. Yeah. Yes, he says. What do you think? Because he doesn't want to shoot anybody, that they're not going to shoot him. That's so. But no, I like how they gave him the chest pistol. I think that's really cool. Somebody had asked me when I was like, yeah, I'm definitely getting this, and somebody was like, well, are you going to give him a gun? And I'm like, yeah, I'm Destro. I arm everybody. What are you talking about? Everybody gets a gun. I turn into Oprah. You get a gun. You get a gun. Everybody gets a gun.
Live action TV show would rock, but perhaps done the vibe of Banshee and Strike Back with tits and all. Yeah, 100%, 100%.
Nice.
Yeah, no, I know what people are saying about his face. You know what? His face, he looks too mean. He looks meaner, and I feel like he should have like a little bit of a gentle face, because he is this pacifist character. So right. It's always fun to nitpick. It's never,
absolutely.
Very rarely am I like bitching that much. Only when they really fuck up, like Falcon or something. The first Falcon. Am I bitching officially? But it's always fun to nitpick. You got to give your little point of view here and there.
For sure. I mean, you're not going to like everything about every figure all the time.
Like, for example, I was down on the dock because I wanted more shit like an IV and a needle. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like like half-assed in what it came with.
I happen to have him right here because I bought a second one to make it. Doc had a daughter. Now, I know it would be a really big female, but I kind of wanted to get a female head to put her on there and make because again, that atlas that I have, the back of it is amazing, but like one of the things that it does is it was made to fit a lot of specific things, and one of it is Doc's stretcher goes right across the back from there's 2 seats or 4 seats, but when you fold them down, you can put Doc's stretcher on it. So I could have somebody up on the stretcher, a Doc standing there, and then have one of them kneeling down for the thing. So I got a second one, but yeah, when I opened the first one, I do kind of remember thinking that I'm glad they gave him the flare gun and the helmet and all the little extras that you could put on here. but I definitely thought for sure that like some other kind of like a major apparatus. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
something. You
needle,
know,
needle.
right? Even that, because that's something you can at least put. You know, when you have him flicking it with his finger or something. There's a shot there. There's a shot there.
They just gave him these stupid pockets. So, but it was like it's still great.
Right.
It's still a great figure. I'm just like I said, you got a bitch.
They,
That's what
oh,
we talk about here. This was we were GI Joe YouTube people.
for sure. Right.
Whole
That's it.
point.
Yeah.
All right, let's
I
look at this
tried it.
guy. Here we go.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on? Do you care? Is this is one?
Not a huge fan. Meaning, like, it's one of those things. Like, I'm sure I'm gonna like I'll buy one, right, and then I'll be like, okay, this does look pretty cool. Let me get like at least one more. You can't have one. You gotta have at least two. So I'm pretty sure I'll wind up with them. So my only thing with it is though is that I really like the other one. I think the other one is a fucking fantastic figure. I think that mole rat and wolf spider are ridiculously underrated figures. Meaning like that wolf spider could maybe and I catch me on the right day and I'll tell you it's the coolest looking one. Just because it fits that like SWAT commando style. Like I'm a balaclava sold. You put a balaclava on anything, I'll fucking buy it. You put a big balaclava over that blooming purple head right there, and now I want 5. So whatever that is.
But to me, the color scheme is too stupid. It's like Eco Warriors color scheme.
Right. This is the shit I don't want to see.
Yeah, I would rather get the head, the 1/3 wave head, and put that on another. I did get a couple mole rats because I really love the mole rats.
They're awesome.
They look great.
They look fantastic.
He looks too colorful.
So this looks like it comes with the same set of weapons, like so the gun that turns into. Now I don't know if you know, or I don't know if it's as common knowledge to everybody that when you take that barrel part off the front, it turns into a hammer drill. That is something. So from like construction, if you ever see like a and there's like a long bit, that's what that is. So I actually have a crazy shot planned with those mole rats where they're going to be tumbling some brick down from they're going to be breaking into somewhere, but they can't trip the alarm and they can't use a bomb because it'll be too loud. So they're just going to take a section of the wall out to get into this building. That's going to be the scene. Yeah. I had originally, when I first started, I didn't really mention this before, but like I originally started with the idea after I graduated, after I was like, okay, a photo with a couple figures I want to get 15 of these figures and take a picture. And then it turned in, I wanted to do a movie. It's G.I. Joe Silent Serpents. And I did like a prologue and then like 2 aside kind of scenes. And then like, and I was about to do chapter 1, which was going to be those mole rats breaking into a building, which I am going to wrap around to doing that. It's a really cool idea. The only problem is, bro, is I tried to do the voices like on the very first one on Viper Den Studios. You go to the very first thing, it's G.I. Joe Silent Serpents, the prologue, and I do General Hawk's voice. Not hard, right? That's one you can just sound like your grandfather if he was in the army. That's that's basically so that wasn't bad. But then literally, if I have to do anything else, like I can kind of do a Cobra Commander. I've been in like I've used to sing metal music and shit, so I can actually I can kind of do it. I've practiced it a few times, so I'm like, all right, if I really dial in, I can get it. But then, bro, there's like I tried to do Beachhead. I sound like an idiot trying to sound like Beachhead. So
I tried.
So I'm not sure.
I was going halfway through accents. I'd have like 75 accents.
Right. You start off as an Irishman, and now you're fucking an Englishman.
When, if at all, is classified as Jump the Shark figure? And I noted the pun here that you spelled shark like the shark. Nicely done here. I don't know. What do you think? Have they jumped the shark yet?
That's my boy Dan. I think that's Dan Salsato. That's my dude. Yeah. He's it's another thing. He's ex-Warriors. This time it wasn't most definitely out. Well, I mean, if there's a figure to be out on, as far as I'm concerned, this might be the one. I think you really hit it with the Eco Warriors thing. Oh, that's what those colors remind me of. Remember the Cobra Bug? That's the Cobra Bug colors. Yeah, I mean, I did. I'm not knocking the bug. I'm just saying that's what those colors reminded me of. Yeah, and it's just I don't know.
TMNT stuff.
Hmm. Yep, it is Dan. Dan, what's up, brother? Thanks for joining us. I appreciate it.
I don't know if it jumps the shark, but I think they could when they get to the Lunartix Empire and shit, and they got the Mega Marines. Then
Right.
jump the
That's
shark for me. I don't know
yeah.
if you're a fan
Yes.
of that shit,
Yes.
you know.
Yes. What the jump the shark figure for me and GI Joe, the original one was the like I would the last one that I bought was like I want this one was Rock Viper, right? That was like the last one that I yeah, very very cool figure. And then I think I had gotten some other figures from like family members, right? So but the last one that I picked out was Rock Viper. But I got somebody gave me that Major Blood that was the blue with the yellow, and
Mm,
I dropped it and was like pearl clutching and was like aghast, and I was like, this is what they're making it like now, because remember there was no internet, like we didn't see it. It was like
right,
you knew something what it looked like by going to the fucking store and seeing it on the peg. And this one was given to me. No, I didn't drop it. I remember
right.
in my head as a kid being like, it's a gift. You have to act like you like this. So, but it was that. Yeah, that was it. That was the one for me for sure.
Let's see. Sorry I was late. Hey Dan, thank you. Yeah, and thanks. All right, let's go to the. So this one, obviously, we all wanted. This was, I think. What are your
Definitely.
thoughts?
I love it. Somebody brought up that it in this render that it looked weird, that it looked like it was missing something from the hips, and I thought I agreed with
Yeah,
it. And then I started looking at. I printed out the picture. So this is like, I got the picture of the OG one, and honestly, that looks right. It slims down. He doesn't have anything hanging off his belt buckle that
yeah,
would give it that kind of a look. But I love it. It's they definitely went from what sort of looks like a shotgun style gun to like a sniperish sort of thing, and
makes more
I
sense.
don't hate it. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, 100%, 100%. He's not, I like the book bag. I think that looks cool.
yeah.
I think it's a home run. I when I first saw the render, I was like, oh, I'm gonna wind up with 10. So
The
yeah,
only
no,
thing
they're
I
good.
will. This is again, it's a only nitpicking because it's fun. I think it's a perfect. But like when they
Mm,
did the Desert Viper, Desert Scorpion, right? They didn't go for perfect. They went like above and beyond. And they made it a crazy ass thing. And I'm gonna buy 5 of those
right,
because you got like
right.
you get the one guy like the Desert Scorpion. That's one of my favorite things ever.
Yeah,
I just got 2 of them, and you got like the guy you can put the face on it. It's
yep,
got soft goods. It's like,
yep.
and
It's
they
good
could have
figure.
gone above and beyond with this guy because you remember there's the Jungle Viper. He was the
Yes, yes.
yeah, from like Pursuit of Cobra. I think he was Pursuit of Cobra era.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I do remember
And
that.
he basically is the Night Viper, but he has this like weird kind of like mech ghillie suit kind of thing. That's
Yes,
then they
yes.
could have just given you. I think they could have made this guy a deluxe, and then really made you wanna troop build him, and then I would have bought 10.
Right,
Because
right. I love that. I definitely love that.
but maybe
I
they'll just
mean
make
that.
the Jungle Viper later.
Well, or Gridiron comes out with a loadout that's got something like that. So like if you look right now, they have it says it's for like a Cobra infantry or Shockwave, and it's got the backpack with a kind of a ghillie soft good that
Oh
comes
yeah,
out, and it comes over the top. I don't remember. I think it was for the Cobra Island infantry guy, and that's basically what you're talking about, as if they took that jungle loadout and kind
right.
of put it on the Night Viper. I
Yeah,
think that would really be sick. I feel like soft goods, like we're obviously at some point going to get Destro version 2, and they better not fuck up that cape. That's all I'm gonna say. Like
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't,
What the fuck, man?
I don't want to be a finger wagger or anything like that. But you
I do.
absolutely, yeah, right. I know. That's me being passive aggressive about it. I absolutely want to wave my finger. And about something like that, because like to me, the spoiler is and the Destro is going to be. It's like that's above list. It's like that's just an obvious. It's like Snake Eyes and
Yeah.
Destro version 2 are just way up above everything else.
All right. Sometimes
Mm.
they miss the point. I think this is such a good point. Make it new, go big like they did with Raptor and Desert Scorpion or Tripwire. Yeah, Tripwire was one of the best things. They don't.
Yes.
I agree. They don't
Yes.
need. I like it when they look a little retro, but they're like Tripwire is the perfect figure. I think because he
Yes.
reinvented the character, but he still looked like the character.
It was perfect. It really was.
Miss the boat is when they do shit like when they give a shipwreck and they don't give you the like boarding hook. They give you stupid grab.
Right.
Like, why are you
Or
chasing out
Alpine.
these accessories? Like,
I got two other examples that make me yell every time. Alpine, a fucking mountaineer without a backpack. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, you know, I can't. I just. And then the other one is the retro snow serpent doesn't come with an AK. He comes with that. No, and the card art looks different. You're killing me with that. I felt like those two were super egregious. I mean, a mountaineer without a backpack, and he comes with all that shit. You could have had him like that.
Can't find it. Yeah.
Right. You got to have something. I feel like for posing purposes, you know, you don't want to have a figure with just a bunch of his shit laying in front of him. So like when I fix all this and I unbox all my stuff and I put it up there, I want them to have all their shit. You know, I could eventually print a whole bunch of these fucking things to have for every person, every one of my figures, but that would be insane. You know.
The other one that pissed me off was the retro eel. It's like you fucked up the eel the first time. He looks good.
Right.
He doesn't have his backpack and he doesn't have his gun. And he always got his stupid ass. First of all,
spear gun. That looks ridiculous.
Spear gun. Well, the original had like a cool, like it was like half spear gun, half I don't know what it was, laser or something.
Yeah. Did Gridiron make one of those? I think Gridiron made one like that looked just like that. But why do I got to go spend $10 extra to get the right fucking gun?
All right.
Yeah, agreed. But that, so I'm super stoked about that. There's a lot of people that I know that like it was their number one on the list, had to have it. Now I didn't have this one as a kid, so it wasn't that high up on the list. So like that list that I gave you, and I also have, so like I'm all about classifieds. But what I did start doing is I was like, you know, I want to have my top 10 from when I was a kid of the 3 3/4. Yeah. I'll just every once in a while when I've got, you know, some of them unfortunately are like 50 that I want. So every once in a while I'll pick one up. But like I just got Salvo, Blizzard, Shockwave, Lightfoot, Mainframe, Scrap Iron, and I think that's it. I think that's all of them. But yeah, so like I you know, that's how I base my want list. Kind of come back to like that, how much I loved it because I had it as a kid. That's like there's things I didn't have, like I didn't have a Heat Viper, but I'm obsessed with the Heat Viper.
Oh yeah.
So I definitely want, that's one of the ones like where you're looking at the card art and it's just, you know, absolutely amazing. So but the Night Viper falls under that category where I did not have him, but he was so awesome that it broke through the barrier of didn't matter if I had it or not. I was obsessed. That the monocle looking thing, I really think they did a great job with that, because that's like the hardest thing, right? We know what we can do with the rest of the shit. What are you going to make that thing look like? That's the question. And it looks like, because it looks like they did it where they put, because I think the original one has it directly in the middle of his face, and this one looks like it's offset for one eye, and then they have so it comes out, and then they have another, you know, something that goes right here, so they're getting the effect, and like they're just saying like, oh yeah, this one is for long distance, and it looks even inside his mask. But to this, it just gives him the depth there, and then they make it look regular. So that's one of those things that I think they did a really good job with. Trip, like just like what you brought up, Tripwire, and I have to say like that him and Scrap Iron are right there for like the classification is so awesome.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the next one. We're gonna get to our main event here. Wait, well, let's see. This thing is just, I can't even believe. I mean, you know, we talked about Cobra. I'm in love with this thing. I just
for sure. They're great.
Can't get enough of that. I'm gonna need like 10 of these things. It's bad.
Because they did it right, right? Like, you know, they got, it's everything in there that you want. It looks robust, like it's supposed to. I think, you know, again, despite how I felt about it in the movie or anything like that, this is an amazing fucking figure, and it's definitely gonna, you know, right with Pythona in the front. I think it's good. Do you have Nemesis? Do you have that one?
Yeah,
Nemesis Enforcer.
Yeah.
Nice.
I love it. It's amazing.
Nice.
Such a good figure. Yeah, that's one of those things too.
It does look good.
Making me softer towards the goofier, weird shit is like when I bring stuff out for my kids to play with. they're like,
Right.
holy shit! You know, you bring
Look at that thing. Oh, I've seen that. You talked about that. Now I remember seeing that. Yeah. Right.
And the
That's
original
great.
Nemesis Enforcer sucked so hard. It was like the worst figure. It just sucked.
It was awful. Well, the 3-pack was kind of goofy. Like what was it, Globulus, the Royal Guard, and whoever that third person was in the thing. Yeah. I remember thinking it looked goofy, but this does not. This looks like absolute money shot. I like that they did the wings, because you had to have those, right? Like you can't get around them. Yeah, man, that is fucking sweet.
Cool, yeah.
That is really sweet. The axe sword kind of thing, the shoulder pads. I like the little the way that they did the thigh area with the extras right around there. I think that, and then they don't have, like, as you look down the visual, they don't have anything that kind of stands out. So those two things that are on like the hip area, they don't have anything like that down below, and I kind of like it. I don't know why. It just fades down to the end of the feet off of that like white area that grabs your attention, and I don't know. I think I like the way that looks. That's awesome.
What I love here is they're giving you like these new figures. They're giving you 2-3 figures with one now. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Smart.
You can swap the head.
3, you know, it's like. It's with the Ghost Viper. You know, you can make 4 or 5 different completely new figures from one set. I think you can make 3 or 4, maybe 5 figures out of the set. You know, it's crazy.
But it's like Budo. You know,
oh yeah,
you look at that. You're getting so much. I mean, I would pay. You know, I think having $24.99 figures is great. Maybe there's definitely going to be figures or characters that you don't need all the stuff. But I think if at any point you can add shit to keep it in that $35 wheelhouse, but just giving us like the extra stuff, I think that would really go like a super long way. Like,
I'm fine with paying $35 if I'm going to get a bunch of shit for it. You know,
for sure. And like, I would have loved, like, I think the figure itself, the Shockwave, or the original one, looks really great. But I want his backpack with the big fucking Bowie knife, and I want like that beefed up Uzi with the giant silencer. I was Uzi obsessed as a kid. I don't know if you remember Operation Wolf. It was an arcade game that had a big Uzi.
Yeah, that was amazing,
bro. That game, all of my fucking lawn mowing money went right into that thing, and it was hard as shit. Like, you constantly, I couldn't come up with anything. I have no idea how far I ever got, but I was Uzi obsessed, and that game was the shit. 100%.
I used to have a Uzi water gun, which looked 100% like an Uzi. So I was like,
yes,
heard myself. Nice callback. Yeah,
yeah, absolutely. I used to have the Rambo M16 with the M203 grenade launcher underneath. Yeah. And I had that way back before they made you. They had, when unfortunately that cop shot that one kid, and then they made you put an orange thing at the end of every barrel. I remember having that was right. Jesus Christ! now I have to have this plastic tip. What the fuck?
Uzis were 80s. Yeah, Uzis are kind of like the gun of the 80s, right? Like.
Absolutely. Nothing says 80s like Uzis with a briefcase full of cocaine.
All right, let's go. So now we have the render of the name only reveals here. We got crazy legs. What?
Nice. So I don't have the Dragonfly. I will purchase at some point. Like I said, I started in December. I do have a Hiss. I was lucky enough, a guy locally had a Hiss. Sold me the all tiers Hiss thing. So I don't have the Night Force Crazy Legs, which I do want, because I think that one looks fucking amazing. Like to give us a figure that's not its OG thing first, you've got to knock it out of the box. Like, I think didn't they give us Tiger Force Outback before regular Outback? I think that one came first.
I think so, and better. I don't even buy the other Outback because I love the Tiger Force one so much. So
100%. I don't own the other one because the Tiger Force one just looks so absolutely insane. But when I look at this one, this is one of the figures where, like, yes, they did a great job making him Night Force. I love that they did it. They put it with the Dragonfly. I love all that, but he has a rather unique look, right? Like more so than some other people that totally deserves the mainline treatment. Now, did they say, is this going to be is this retro carded, or is this in a mainline release?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm not really sure. Yeah, for me, it's one of those things. Sometimes the Night Force was always better because they had like they gave you a good color scheme. You didn't have a stupid Psych Out. Night Force is good, whereas the other
it's my favorite.
So stupid, you know. But I don't like Crazy Legs. Yeah, the color scheme is weird. The only thing that would make me excited about this guy is if they gave him an actual parachute. Give him an actual parachute.
Yeah, right.
And I'd be all about it. Yeah. Beautiful.
I will drape myself in the Night Force flag without a doubt. Yeah, no, I absolutely love it. So that my Atlas, I got that in it is a black and like a gray because it goes with the Night Force. That's so I primarily use a lot of it for the Night Force figures coming in and out of there. I've become quite Night Force obsessed, especially since the Beachhead came because Beachhead is my 101, right? Okay, so Snake Eyes and Destro are just way up here. Everybody loves Snake Eyes and Destro, right? So if I have to make a list, that's number one is definitely Beachhead. I love them as a figure. When you combine the figure, the card art, and then his character in the comics and in the movie and in the TV show, he just takes it for me. Yeah. Number tied for number two is Shockwave and Alley Viper, and that's just purely on how their card art looks, how the figures look, because they weren't really in anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like they were in the stupid. Were they in the
DIC? Well, the Alley Vipers were in the DIC. I think
that is such a shit piece of crap. It's bad. I can't.
I'm so happy I didn't know it existed. Like I can't tell you how thrilled I went my whole life without having that in stuck in my RAM. Whatever is in place of that as a memory is infinitely better. Now, with that being said, Operation Dragonfire was okay. I thought it was cool. I thought it was cool that I got to see Python Patrol get made. They turned Serpentor's snake. You get to see the origins of Battle Armor Cobra Commander. There's a lot of cool shit in there that I liked, but the voice acting is absolute asshole. Like I can't even. And like the vibe is just way off. You know what I mean? Like the vibe is off in the sense that like the music that goes along with the way they're talking, it sounded like if you just listen to it, it would sound like Johnny Quest, or some shit. You know what I mean? It didn't sound like G.I. Joe. It was awful. So
I just forced myself to watch some of it to like review it, and it was bad. All right. Yeah, so
nice.
I could care less about Crazy Legs. Will I buy him? I will. But
for sure, I'm happy.
Those where I'm just like, yeah, okay, here's my $25.
Right. I
don't care.
Yes. I'm with you. I'm happy for
the Dragonfly one does not look like Crazy Legs. It's just like it looks like
yes. Agree. Well, because the red and the gray is such a staunch difference than that Night Force outfit. I mean, it looks great. It's one of those things like the G.I. Joe movies themselves, like Rise of Cobra. You're like, oh, if you took out that it's G.I. Joe, this would be like a cool ass, movie. Now, I don't want to shit on the movie because I watch it. If it's on, I watch it. but it's not good. So, but if you took the G.I. Joe element out of it, you could be like, oh, this is kind of a decent action movie or something. You know what I mean? But when you put the G.I. Joe label on it, you're like, this doesn't do it. So yeah.
Zap. Of course. Now essential. Absolutely essential. We got to get us. Of course, we don't have a great bazooka. I feel like we got bazooka. He has that. It's the smaller style.
Yep.
I want this thing. I want this.
Yes.
Really bad. Yes. I wonder if they're gonna mix hybrid the second Zap, because that I love that Zap, the one that came with the like Sonic Fighter thing.
Yes. Geez, I know what you're talking about. I can't see it specifically, but I do.
He had silver pants.
Okay.
On his chest. I don't know. He almost looked enough like the original where I feel like you could bring like 2 or 3 elements from the newer one, and then still.
And it would be.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Otherwise, he's
Well,
just a green shirt. He's not, that interesting.
right. Which unfortunately, a lot of those guys all look alike. In the like the 3 3/4 figures is just like they all kind of rock and put a beard on rock and roll and whatever else they did, like they all kind of look pretty much the same. But it's essential and you have to have them. I mean, because now we have what is the 2-pack, the Steeler.
Yeah, that's great.
Oh God, it looks so good.
Yeah,
Right.
Short.
So
that was my first figure.
Oh no shit. Okay. So then you're definitely interested in that.
Yep.
I think it looks fantastic. The promo shots look so good. And so when I see the name only here for Zap, I see it. My mind's eye sees it through the lens of that 2-pack. So it's like I feel like it's going to be in that same vein, and it looks similar to that where like Steeler. I think they did a pretty good job with Steeler's helmet. That's a pretty unique thing. Looks because he's got two, right? Does Steeler have two helmets, or he just has the one with the dark visor
thing?
And then and then the other dude, Short Fuse, I think he's the one that has the clear visor, like the General Hawk does in the MMS. I think it's that one right there, which might be the same one that's on Zap right there too. They were all pretty similar looking right there. But I'm excited for that reason. So like I have I love that the green shirt sort of look. So like one of my most popular videos that I did was for this that got Mo's minds, and it was an outpost and the Merc, but I made an entire fucking jungle down here. It had running water in it and the whole thing. And so what I did there was the Merc and the Outpost are in Joe Green. So I unboxed like all like the Duke, and I had just gotten Footloose, all my grunts, Leatherneck. They're all the new rock and roll, all the divers, the 60th anniversary snipers. So like all of those green shirts, so to speak. I think that's really the best way to say it. And I love the way they look. So for everything that like it just really it hits. So as much as I love my Night Force figures, as much as I love the Python Patrol, and as much as I love all the subgroups like the Cobra Blue, like the infantry, the troopers, all that shit, like the Blue Trench Viper, that shit is really really good. But I'll tell you, just as good as the rest of it is the green shirts. I think they look fucking awesome. So yep, when I see this, I get excited for it. 100%, just as excited as I am for that 2-pack. I think it's all going to look really, really good.
This 3D Arsenal and Rage. They have not announced Flash. Yeah, me too. Yeah, okay, all right.
Nice. Okay.
Cobra says you're describing all this incredibly sensitive GI Joe tech out loud on the internet with Cobra listening. Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I didn't know I was. I thought we were all Cobra affiliates here.
All right, so next reveal they got. They don't have any real image for it, but it's a female.
Yes.
A female Crimson Guard. That's great. I'm loving that idea.
Yes, me too. Yeah. So we've had going on a timeline for a long time. My boy CG Horror, his contributions, I mean, he takes good pictures and the whole thing, but what he does is he puts up like these daily posts of all this crazy GI Joe art, concepts, just from different people, like all kinds of cool shit. That's actually one of the first people, like the algorithm sent him to me, like, look at all this GI Joe shit. But yeah, so one of the things that we are talking about like all the time is we need more female everything. Give us the female regular Viper, the blue Viper, give us a female of that. Yeah. For it. Like he put up like it was whatever last week or 2 weeks ago, it was like 6 photos in a row that was all different versions of the blue female Viper, and it was fucking amazing. So the blue female Viper, what I would really like? I am 788 obsessed, like big time. Oh, yeah. The HISS tank, the fire team, the missile system. I actually, and now with the Major Blood, he's got that red. He is now the leader of my fire team and all that. So I'm excited to get the Cobra Claw launching facility out, and then I have a bunch of stuff to do with the Atlas. But the one project that I cannot wait to get to is I have the setup of the HISS tank I have 2 fire teams and the missile system and then Major Blood leading them. I cannot wait to do that. Like, it is a burning desire in the back of my brain. I'm going to be using, I'll even say it here, I'm going to be using that Natural Born Killers, Ice Cube and Dr. Dre. And that's going to be the music in the background of the scene that I'm setting. And it's going to have Major Blood shooting somebody in the face, point blank range. And then I'm very interested. The way the music is going to hit through and the way that it's going to come through is I think everybody's going to like that one. So, but yeah, so I was going to say, I'm a long way to get around to saying I would love a female hiss fire team. Like, even if you didn't do all 3 of them females, even if you just did like the infantry or the trooper, right? Just any one of these.
Tell everybody you need a female. Because there's that EV character from so there is a female like range viper that a lot of people ask for.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
You got to get one of her.
Yes. As a matter of fact, I happened to see one of the most awful episodes of that DIC as I checked in, and it was an episode where that same female range viper outsmarted Ambush, and then one of the other guys talked about how fat her ass was, and I was just like, wow, she's got everybody all fucked up. Ambush, the sneaking specialist, got caught by her, and now they're checking her out. Oh man, she's got G.I. Joe on tilt.
I can watch that. All right, so I got a question. Do either of you two think we will get a V2 Firefly? I hope not. That stupid drill Firefly is terrible.
Come on, please don't do that. I will protest. I will drive to Boston and fucking protest at the factory. So it's if that's one of my guys, that wouldn't be surprised, because I've talked about many times how every time I see it, it's just the wave of nausea and the vomiting and the projectile that just, I can't. It's awful. Now, if you look at it stand alone, you're like, okay, if the colors were different, the design is not bad. But when you add that color and then you try to tell me that it's Ninja Firefly, I'll get the fuck out.
Yeah. Everything's a ninja. And he's got a baseball hat on or something. I don't know. It's terrible. And it's just such a downgrade. Right. Firefly is the best design thing ever. So it's like, why downgrade him?
It's amazing. It's amazing design. And honestly, I like what they did with the Cobra Island. Now, I like the OG obviously better, but the Cobra Island looks great. Same thing with the Beachhead. I love the retro card and I love the Night Force because they're official. But I don't hate that one. The number 10. That's fine. Great job. Fine. Nice. Here we go. Now we're talking.
What do you think?
Through the roof excited. Yeah. I wish I had. And I mean, not that it matters because I'm getting it no matter what. But I wish we had the idea of what the made to order looked like a little more in terms of, what you get for what. Aside from not knowing that, I'll most likely get the all tiers anyway, right? So, if they come out with something that is, $300 and it's basically like the other hiss, yeah, fucking sweet, Yeah. I guess I would pay that, but I'm hoping to maybe get. Like I see people that are like, oh, I don't care about the electronics, and I've got these little lights, I can make it light up if I had to. The little Cobra projectile symbol thing is very cool, but if you're talking a difference of like $75 or something like that to have the electronics or not have it, I could definitely live without it. What was kind of important to me was, aside from the fact they did this exact thing. So when they were talking about Arcticus. So what excites me is this exact design. So this was from 25th anniversary or whatever they did this in the 3. Yeah. So if I remember saying, oh, if they do it just like that, it'll be perfect and I'll love the hell out of it. But the back opening up and having that space inside really is what put the original hiss through the stratosphere for me, right? Yeah. So I thought it obviously looked great. The fact that they had the gunner along, that the gunner looked great, the female gunner, and then they have this tactician that goes in the back, And I was like, that took it way over. Cause I remember as a kid, I remember I had like my grandfather try to cut a hole in the other one, cause I wanted to put fucking guys in there. And yeah, so the fact that they did you're going to have that option. To me, that's like almost the biggest thing, even though the old one had it, it's for whatever, it's just a factor. Because I still, like, again, I've got a bunch of shots planned for the hiss and the whole thing, but yeah, so that, I love that fact. Now the racks, I think obviously separate it from like the other hiss in the way that, those, that like shit like that, like sends me through the roof. Like we'll talk about the little things in the figures that really make me crazy, but those racks right there really do it for me. I don't even mind the reuse of the missiles from the Stinger. Like I'm like, fine, that looks fine.
Use them a lot. That's the only thing. We got a lot of people casting the Baroness here. Marina Baccarat is a pretty good one. Yeah, I think I saw Femke Jensen in there. Who she's way too old now, but she would have been my ideal back in the day.
So
would have been a
I kind of sort of liked that girl that played the Baroness in that Snake Eyes movie. Like I felt like she had a psycho. She had like a real psycho look to her, right? Like even when she was talking calmly, you were like, oh no, yeah, you're a real psycho. You're one of them ones. You're real.
Yeah. A lot of the casting in that movie's good. Not Snake Eyes, but
right.
Storm Shadow was great.
Yeah, man.
Not because because I just thought he was the wrong actor. Like, so,
agreed. But
it's like the guy who played Storm Shadow he could play the Storm. If he had played Snake Eyes, I probably would have liked him. He was so good, menacing. He's like the other guy, pretty boy. He's a pretty boy who does romantic comedies.
Right.
It's Firefly in the one scene in the comic where he's dressed up with a hot dog stand and a gas mask. Yeah, hot dog Firefly. I'm buying. I would definitely buy that.
100%. But yeah, so I'm really stoked, especially like with the Snowcat coming. Did you get a Snowcat?
Believe it or not, I did not get the Snowcat, more or less because it just was not a good timing for me.
Sure. I mean, a lot of people do this, right after Christmas, leading into the spring. It's
Yeah. But I will. I get one. I probably will get one on the secondary market.
Nice.
I mean, I was not a fan of the idea of the Snowcat being a HasLab because it pisses me off. That not because I don't want though. I love the Snowcat. I just don't think that you should. The fact that the Snowcat is now a $300 vehicle means we can't get anything that's not bigger than a Vamp without them charging us $300 and having to go through a HasLab. Which to me, it just makes more sense.
Right.
Price it at $150. We'll pay $175.
Right.
Leave the electronics out. You gotta put one figure in it. We're gonna get it. And then you have the freedom to do like the Mobat and the Mauler and like all like not having to do them every we have to wait every year, do a HasLab, wait for it to go through. To me, it's slightly bigger things with HasLab. So that was but I still like it. It looks good,
I would say my take on that is pretty much the same in that I would have liked to have seen other stuff. Like I know a whale would be outrageous, but that's what the HasLab should be, right? Is something that's outrageous. Outrageous, absolutely outrageous. I remember, somebody was talking about. They were like, he was like, I wish they would just do the Terror Drum so we could all get divorced already. Just like, I laughed pretty hard at that. It was a good one. But I mean, the Snowcat, it looked great. And when it gets here, I'm pretty sure I'm going to wind up liking it. You know what I mean? After waiting for a year, I'm sure I'll be happy with it. But the way that I looked at, I actually have almost considered selling it to somebody in the community, but I know what's going to happen. I'm going to get it and I'm going to want to keep it. But it's almost like there's so much like secondary market stuff. Like my boy Matt from Mo's Mind Creations, he makes shit like that. The Atlas that he built is, I guess I don't have a Snowcat to compare it to, but I know the Atlas, when you put it next to a Hiss, it swallows the Hiss. Literally, it's longer, it's taller, it's wider, and you get so much more, the modular ability. So it's like once you get up to spending that kind of money, I want to see what else there is. And like you said, it's like, okay, we love the Snowcat. I guess it's fine that they did it, but if we were to, if you were to give us a choice, I'd rather see a Havoc. as you now know with that list. You know, that's
That's a good transition to what we're doing here.
perfect.
Respond to this one. Someone needs to write Baroness fan fiction, but there is literally Baroness fan fiction. Believe it or not, I looked it up. Baroness Destro fan fiction. There's Snake Eyes and Scarlet fan fiction. Video on it.
I had a version. I had a version in my head of I almost wanted to write a small short story that revolved around the Destro and Baroness, or Destro and the Baroness, and it was going to be like making almost like a different version of them, in the sense that I wanted to take who they are, but then really weave in more Mickey and Mallory Knox and make them like, like Destro has that. So he's like morally flexible, more or less, right? You know what I mean? Like, but if those two were like true psycho killers, like, you know, like if Destro sold guns because he knew people were dying as opposed to for the money, that would be, it's like, oh, I sell guns not just for the money, but now I know I'm killing people all over the world every second of every day. Like that kind of weird shit. I felt like I could do like a short story on just like that. And I think that would be pretty nifty. Maybe someday I'll get around to that.
Well, let's get into so we're gonna rank our most wanted classified. I think they made a lot of the biggest characters now. So what's left?
Yes.
We got some vehicles in here too. I let to keep it neat. I kept it down to one vehicle.
Okay.
So I asked Michael to give me a list here of top 10. What do you want the most? And you can play along in the comments there. What do you want the most? What figures have they not put out yet that you're just like dying to have? We also put a couple of deep cuts in here. But anyway,
I've seen some really cool names. So I've had a couple of my GI Joe buddies that, you know, my brothers on, and I've asked them the same question, like, what do you want to see the most? And I've seen some pretty killer answers. I actually went to look and see if I had. I know I have the papers in a pile somewhere of what their guesses were, but like Dress Blues Gung Ho was like the number one most requested thing. Yeah. I thought that was really crazy. Like the people use it a lot to, like, CG Horror's list was all deep cuts. It was all like equivalent figures, like offbeat figures, like Dress Blues, Gung Ho. Definitely very cool.
Well, I'm a bit of a deep cut person myself, but all right. So we each threw in a vehicle, and you picked the Havoc.
Nice. There it is. Perfect. I fucking love that thing, dude. So when I was a kid, I have memories of me, and one of them is tragic. So my parents actually got divorced and then got remarried when my dad got his shit together. But I remember, yes. But the day we left was in a haste, and I remember holding onto that bag with the Havoc sticking out of the top. So it's one of those things. That thing was my safety blanket. And then just look at it, right? So part of its absurdity is what I actually liked. Even though as a kid I drew lines sort of with certain things, like, that's just ridiculous. But the fact that they're laying down in the front, I loved it. Even though it looks so crazy to have the driver of a vehicle put right out in the front on a seat where he just with zero protection whatsoever, I loved that thing. I loved it. And then who as a kid, pardon me, doesn't like something where the thing comes flying out of the back that? Yeah. Like that was just, I remember I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get this or not, but I remember when I did get it, I was immediately blown away. I remember I was at a birthday party. I remember trying to rip it apart, like literally just to rip the box apart to get to it. I was so excited. And yeah, dude. So I love that beyond belief. And when I think about what they could do with a classified as a HasLab, man. Now, if they were like, no, we're going to do this for $150 or $175, I would be cool with that too, because then that means more people could get it. You know what I mean? But if they decided to do a HasLab,
it needs to be big. That to me is like more HasLab worthy than these other things, because it's like,
for sure,
it's a big thing. It does a lot. It's got a lot of pieces. It's got the flying thing in the back. It's I'd be fine with that, and I'd like to see them reinvent it. Like, I think what I would like them to do is, when you got that that cockpit on the top, you could like what they did with the HITS tank is they gave you an arm.
Right.
So you could
Perfect.
have it original style where you're getting shot, or you could
clip that bitch in.
put
Right.
like a little, gunner station there. That would be, they could play around.
Nice. Oop.
To me,
Yes, I agree. I agree. No, you're good. You're good. It cut out for like a hot second, but you're good.
But,
So yeah, man.
I know a lot of people don't like it because it's too goofy, it's too weird. But to me, it's just like it says GI Joe in a way that nothing
Perfect.
else.
It personifies GI Joe in a way. It's all the goofiness. I mean, because seriously, like almost like look at the Triple T, look at the Fang. Like they're all like the dude is just right there. You know what I mean? And they even have that guy. What's his name? Is it Windmill? That's got that little fucking floaty thing of the spin wheel. Like right, it's literally right here on the top of his head. It's got like it's a spinning. It's insanity. It's my least favorite GI Joe, by the way.
Windmill is the shittiest GI Joe of all time, pretty much.
Unreal how bad that is.
He's one of the worst. One of the worst.
That's like they let like
maybe the worst. One of the. He's up there.
Right. Fair enough. It's hard to be definitive with that. Yeah. But yeah, so like and what was cool too is that it had tank treads. So it was like you had that, it was wheels in the front. I tried to think of a party in the front, something in the back. I couldn't think of a good one. But yeah, so I like how that works. And then the two little pivot guns right underneath the two drivers that are laying down. I love that too. There wasn't much that I didn't like about it. I definitely would as a kid, I remember, besides like the atomic elbow with the figures, I remember flying that little thing around like all over the place. I had the Fang and they were going at it the whole time while Cobra was fighting them down on the ground. Yeah, that was one of the big ones. So I would, in every way humanly possible, be ecstatic. Now, if I remember correctly, I think it came out, or maybe Lenny said it in an interview, but I'm pretty sure this was a fact, that in the focus group that they did, the Snowcat won or had the best review, so that's why they gave, but the Havoc was right there. It was either, I can't remember what it was. The Havoc I'm confusing the story, but more or less that, when it came to the focus group, that they were right there, and that was it. So we were that close.
They're commenting, wow, over under 2 hours. Yes.
Well, so they're used.
We're not even close to done. So there we go.
I know, and I'm sorry because I ramble all the time.
All right. So my pick was the I can't believe they haven't made this fucking thing yet. So what are they waiting for? It's like, because it's obviously it would be retail. It would be a $100 vehicle. They would just sell a million of them. Like just fucking put it out. Like, what are you waiting?
Just do it. Just do it. I mean, so when you look at that and the size, and you look at like the Stinger, right? Just what I mean. Just make it a little bit bigger, and let's go. Come on, give it to us. So I had the Thunder Machine. I actually still have my Thrasher, my original Thrasher, right over there, and I loved it until I broke the fucking guns off the top, or the guns off the hood. And at that point, you're just like, now this is just some piece of shit car. Like it was missing those Vulcan cannons. And I was like, no good. I think I wound up, was it that one? There was another one I broke. I'm on a spot, so I'll never remember, but there was something else that I broke too. And I just had to throw it right in the garbage. I was so pissed.
All right. So let's see. We got some people pitching. Goodbye TV Cobra. I think if you're on the East Coast, it's getting late. I'm a late night guy, though, so it doesn't bother me. If you're in like California, no, it's pretty early still.
Oh yeah, y'all are living it up.
Where are you out from, Michael?
I'm in upstate New York, right in Albany.
All right, so similar, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's never happen, but Hooded Cobra Command. All right, so we got so number nine. You had Repeater. Yes, I love me some Repeater. I also still have my OG Repeater, but no accessories. So I am he's gonna I'm gonna pick those up. Actually, the other day I saw it was his gun, the big gun and the little swivel thing and the backpack, and it was like $15. But then so I bid like 20.
And then somebody wound up bidding like $38, and it's like I could go get the figure and everything for $38.
Yeah.
So you know how that goes sometimes. But no, he was obviously, if you look on that list, a lot of those Joes are like later Joes from the 89, 90, range. And it was like I had a big rush at the end where I was obsessed as ever, and then I saw that Major Blood, and my mind went, "That's it."
Oh, yeah.
Cut the cord, and I moved on. But no, Repeater was the shit. I think he reminds me of like of a OG colored looking, like he almost looks like Rock and Roll version 2, right? Like the colors and the uniform is similar in that way. And so like I had him as, in my head, he was like Rock and Roll's cousin, and that's why they look, dressed so much alike or whatever. Plus, he's got that cool ass gun. And what I really liked about that gun, besides the obvious, is that it reminded me of the broad from Aliens. Remember, she had that. Her gun was on some kind of a swivel thing too, and I always thought she was a bad bitch. So I was like, hell yeah, it's like he's got the on Earth version of that weapon. So I loved me some Repeater.
Modified Steadicam gimbal from that's what he did. James Cameron did. He took his Steadicam from and he added
perfect.
It's brilliant. But I love his face too. Like, look at that. That what I hope they do. I hope they keep true, because that's one of the best face. Like that is, he looks like Tony Robbins or some shit.
Yeah, he does. He does.
Like they did the same. Like Leatherneck, I feel like had the very much the face that he had.
Yeah,
like
yeah. Oh, that was another figure that came up a few times when we were talking about figure of the year this year. Somebody had talked about Leatherneck not being mentioned for figure of the year. So Quick Kick was one. Yeah, Leatherneck, and I was like, yeah, you know what, he is pretty good. Not just say that. Yeah, nice. But yeah, Repeater, man, I love it. I got to get the equipment so I can put him into the 3 3/4 collection, my top 10. So he's in there. And again, you remember that when I say all this is based on ones that I had, right? So I never had an eel, but I think the Cobra eel is one of the coolest looking action figures of all time. So obviously, like, and plus we already have it for classified, but like when I say my top 10 list, it's the top 10 of the ones that I had. I'm just trying to recapture that thing, because you know how it is though. You get that 3 3/4, it doesn't hit like the classified. The classified does the thing now, right? Yeah. The 3 3/4 is still good, and I love having it, but yeah, the classified is the thing.
That's why I gotta admit, like right now, I'm not really buying 3 3/4 anything, except I bought like 2 of the Super 7, which I don't love, but I had to get the Raymar and the Fatal. Like I just needed the
yeah.
Other than that, I'm just not like, because there's a lot of these companies are putting out 3 3/4, and it's good. I appreciate it, but I'm not into it, because I like the I like the bigger, like the details. I'm not really into this like low detail, And then they can put some good detail in the 3 3/4 inch now, but yeah.
Well, they did pretty good. Yeah, so I picked up.
I don't know why I didn't put that on my list, honestly. Did they
okay.
Because that would be like one of my number ones, and for some reason it just brain farted. It's not on there. Yes, you are correct. Nice. Hydra Viper would be up there.
Very cool.
All right.
You know what?
Yeah. My number 9 is Headband.
Nice.
I need a drug dealer action figure,
Hell yeah. I got a whole bunch of songs. La Coca Nostra does a song called That's Coke. I could do a crazy cool video with Homeboy and a bunch of dudes. Or like, hey, we've got the police officer, right? We could have the police officers chasing him. Oh man. Yeah, look at that. We already got scenes set.
Were you a fan of this guy or was this after your time?
Didn't have him. Didn't really know he existed. So it's kind of weird where like, there's figures that I think about and I look back and it's like I don't remember that existing. So like no internet. You had the Sears catalog. You had your catalog. Like the catalogs that you get. And I honestly, this is one of those figures where I'm like, I just don't remember it. But I love it, and I would love to have it for a class. This figure came up. My boy Conrad, he was one of the ones that he wanted to see too. Because when you look at the suit, this would be one of the classifieds where like along the lines of like the Dress Blues Gung Ho, right? Where the aesthetic is completely different than everything else. It's amazing. Right, and I think that would look very cool. Like I would love if they came out with a suits version of the Crimson Twins. Like, give us that already.
Yes, yes. We really want that, in fact.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. My boy Stevie Z, I think, made some customs from like suited people for somewhere else. Like right now, there's a Lex Luthor figure that's got pretty cool suit, and if you could switch those heads, and get them on there, because I think that's like a 112 from the most recent Superman movie. It's
Oh,
that dude or whatever. So and that looks pretty good too. But no, I think having um more stuff. So what I've been doing is buying. There's been these Star Wars figures on Amazon for like $4 or $5, and I've just been picking them up, taking the webbing and shit off, and they just look like regular people. So if I want to have like a scene where like they're guys are protecting, shooting, and they've got some civilians behind them or something, you get somebody that just is like an obvious civilian, so to speak, and that's. But yeah, so having more shit like that, he obviously wouldn't play a background role, but it's getting into those areas where it's not just the full blown army ninja aesthetic. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I just love it. I hope he comes with some cocaine.
Yes.
Cocaine. Yeah.
Yes. Should come with an 8 ball. Yeah, there was literally so you think about it, you get it in I don't know why it made me think of this. Right in the town that I grew up in, there was a pizza place that got busted for selling coke out of it. And if you ordered extra anchovies, they put an 8 ball in the pizza box for you. Now I never saw it, but I think I remember that being true. I grew up in a crazy place.
What did the hamburger do to G.I. Joe? Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I love this guy. He just looks like the sleaziest like pimp.
Right.
So number
Nice.
8, let's go. Number 8, you had the Leaky Suit Brigade.
Dude, I love this figure. His helmet was the shit.
Yeah.
I wish that if they classify it up, they got to beef up the rest of them, right? Because that helmet was absurd. So if you just come, and make it a deluxe, I'll pay the $35. Put a bunch of gear on them, a la like the Saw Viper. Do take something that's like that, like a big chunk master, to make it look like he's. I mean, I guess maybe that would be extreme to have that much, but you just beef up that body a little bit and detail the fuck out of that helmet, and I will be ecstatic. But also, you have to have it where the helmet is either removable or it's a head, because he had just not like a balaclava, he had underneath, he had like that, it was like a mask that had other things, almost like his underneath mask attached to the helmet, sort of. There was very unique under there. So I'm really excited, like for them to like have done something like that. I think that would be really cool.
A couple cool things they could do with him too is like they could give him a cloud of smoke of some sort, like they're doing with the guy.
Yeah.
Alternate head where his like suit is leaked and he gets all fucked up.
Oh, okay. No shit. All right. You're saying like having like that, like a hiss of air coming out from around the helmet, sort of thing. Is that what you're saying?
Because you could have like the smoke from the gun, from the barrel.
Okay.
Chemicals.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah.
With the Ghost Viper, they got like a thing coming out, but then they could also give him a face that's like his suit is leaked and he's dying, and he looks like he's sick.
Right. Oh, dude, that's a fantastic idea. I mean, and like this is, I think when they made this, like they didn't have any of the like the horseshit eco warriors in mind. I think this was just kind of like a crazy cool standalone thing. And he was like, I remember, because I had an Airtight, which I'm surprised, honestly, I probably could have put him on my list, because I had him for a really long time. Like I got him when he first came out, and I had that motherfucker all the way up till, so I've got roughly 8 of the original figures from when I was a kid, and I had a whole other box. I had like an Asp, I had like a Python Patrol figure in there. I still to this day, I think I might have had a couple carded figures in there, but it doesn't matter. I lost it in a move, and I think about it all the time. But yeah, so I had him and Airtight, going after. So Airtight with his vacuum gun, this dude with his thing, and it was like this dude was shooting a chemical, and Airtight was just like soaking it up as it was coming at him. Like that was my way to play with the silliness of like a Toxo Viper and a guy like Airtight.
Yeah, he's great. My number 8 was Zanzibar. We gotta just get all the dreadnoughts in. And this guy's just an awesome scumbag. Just
For sure. He looks like
skiff necessarily, but I feel like maybe they could do it in like the pet price point, something like
okay.
the bear, price point where
Right.
they give us this air skiff and it's not, it's not $75. It's more like 50, 60 or something.
So first of all, I'm 46. I feel like you're maybe a little younger than me, perhaps.
Older.
But older. Oh no shit. Well, you look fantastic. Good for you. I think then you probably remember that in the 80s, there was at every barbecue you went to, there was a dude who looked just like this.
Yeah.
Without question. It was probably the dude that was selling blow to your uncle for sure. But but he was definitely there. And I that's all I can think about. So like my parents had me when they were young, talking about they were still in high school. So when I was like 6, they were still young and not partying, but they would go to barbecues. And my dad's one friend, Danny, used to always have this amazing clam steam, and it was full 80s where it's like, there's 6 Trans Ams on the lawn, there's like winger coming out of the garage, and there's like dudes like that hanging out in the garage, and the kids can't go in there. No, kids, you got to go play in the front, shit like that. So yeah, I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Jason Momoa, that would be pretty good casting. I'd see that. Yeah,
Ooh,
no, I'm
nice.
I'm into it. I definitely, he would be fun. He would be fun. I feel like they could do something. They got to give him a pet. He needs a pet.
I agree. I mean, God, they already have like the little monkey. Like he looks like he's, you know what? I think it would be a little too on the nose, but he 100% looks like Snake on the Shoulder guy.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. You got to give him some parrot. I don't know, whatever. That's a little on the nose.
He could get away with the parrot though. I think. Yeah, I mean, how funny would that be? And Polly and that parrot have like a fucking beef. That's amazing. He also looks like a ferret guy. He looks like a guy with ferret on his shoulder.
Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah, give him like a weird pet.
Right. Remember that movie Beastmaster?
I fucking love
that movie. That's amazing. Yeah, he had ferrets, right? He had ferrets. He had a hawk. Homeboy was rolling deep with the organic fucking weapons.
Mostly, I just remember Tanya Roberts' breasts.
Yes. One of the many things. Kids today, they're so fucking spoiled with the shit that they have. It was like I heard some comedian was like, these kids today, they have every porn that was ever made at their fingertips. We used to masturbate to rocks. If you were lucky, you knew somebody that had a beat up, wrinkled mag underneath like a play set in the backyard somewhere, it wrapped up in like a plastic bag, and you get to take it out and look at it for 10 minutes with your friends staring at you. And then you gave it back to them, hoped it wasn't covered in their jizz. And then you go home and try to jerk off to the thought you have this wrinkled old fucking magazine. That's what it was like.
Brides, or you on the 30 seconds of Beastmaster.
Right. Or the scrambled Cinemax where you could hear them having sex, the moans, and then every once in a while it would boop lock in just enough for you to see the chick like, yeah, hell yeah, that was it. That's what we had. You cocksuckers have every bit of right. We did. We're all so well adjusted.
Yeah.
So, but I love it. I love Zanzibar. I had the air skiff. I didn't have the figure. So there's a lot of shit that I had that was incomplete in that I would always just buy shit from a garage sale and I would loosh it. So, but no, I never had the figure, but I had the skiff. I believe I used it as Copperhead's like secondary vehicle.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And I loved it. So I would be super excited to see how they would classify them up. I think it would look great. I think they would almost certainly do a really good job. Because look, the air skiff's not big. Like if you look at that, like if you made it, there's a way. I mean, that's even less plastic than like a fort mod, right? So if maybe it's you're looking at, if you look without all the extras, maybe it's the same as like the trench viper fort modification. I think that.
Gotta acknowledge this comment. Whatever you don't watch the VHS tip from your parents' hope chest that doesn't have any writing. Yep.
100%, or if scratched off, or just if you don't know, then do not do it. Or if you find that tape hidden and it says Susie's dance recital, they didn't hide Susie's dance recital.
Yeah.
You critical thinking on that.
Unless the only problem is if you went and you watched it and your parents were real freaks, that might have been a video of them, and then you're traumatized for life. You're in therapy for 40 years.
Right. You're still paying for that in so many ways. That's not worth it. Yeah. If I actually, let's just say this: if you find anything hidden from your parents, stop and just back away from it. Doesn't matter what it is. It's a ticking time bomb, is what it is. They don't hide nothing. My dad used to hide his weed in his jacket. And I remember because I used to try to stay, and so he would. I remember seeing it there one time, and my mom was like, "Oh my God, what do you do? You can't leave that there." And he's like, "Well, if I hide it, he's gonna find it. He won't look." And he was right. I would have never looked in his jacket. He was 100% right. You go looking through his drawers or something like that. Of course, it's there. So yeah, he was smart. That was funny.
Here's a traumatizing comment: you can watch yourself being made.
Oh man! Somebody out there wants that. Creepy as it sounds, that's. Yeah. My boy Vagon is like, stop, just stop.
Some bad happens if you watch that. You are. All
That's funny.
Next one. Okay, you had number 7, Heat Viper.
Boom.
All right.
Love it. So to me, these dudes went. So the Alley Viper was like the obvious elite super soldier, but the Heat Viper and the Frag Viper, they had colors that were similar. Like up here now, I've only opened one of the Alley Vipers, but I have the Alley Viper, the Frag Viper are going to be together, right? A row of Alley Vipers with Frag Vipers behind them launching the things because the colors are so similar. And now I know that the color on the Frag Viper, it's more purple than a blue, but the orange is close. It's also close. That in my head that they were right there. So and I love it. All his extras, like first of all, I said I was a sucker for a balaclava. I am also a sucker for hoses, right? And we'll get into them. You'll see more down the line. So any kind of thing that connected, like if it went from the mass to this or like any of that shit, I fucking loved all that. So that was like the big thing too. Now, one of the absurdities that I totally loved was his big fucking missiles that are on his calf. That shit. It's just like, so that is something that always got me crazy. So as much as I love Beachhead, I was like, why would you want all your bullets right here? Just like there's a few of those things where you just go, I don't think that's the smartest idea, but it looks fine. So send it. Here you go.
You get low light and you're just like aim for the ankle.
right. That's all. Right. You don't need center mass. You just got to hit one of those fucking things.
Yeah.
But yes, no, I an amazing figure, and I would love to see how they would do him in a classified. Again, it's like one of those things. I want everybody to be a deluxe. I want you to give me I want him to have everything he has on here and more. Like maybe with somebody like that, where how great it would be if he had something like, so he's got that thing in his arm and it attaches to something in the backpack, but maybe he has something that like that big missile, or what's supposed to be whatever the fucking missile thing, he takes that and he sets that into something and he can take like another, like a more rifle style gun out of it. Like, I don't know. I know we'll never get that. There's things you can wish for, like something like say, I would love to have like a Python Patrol Alley Viper or an Iron Grenadier Alley Viper. We'll probably never see it, but how fucking cool would that be? So when I think about the Heat Viper, I think about just numerous possibilities of shit. I think it would be really dope.
Give them the idea. They love repaints. So all right. We're crashing out.
No, right.
All right. Good night.
All right, y'all. Yeah, I know.
I'm sorry, not saying good night to everybody. We're still.
We got a couple more.
Saying good night. We got a couple more. Redhead, 1982.
Nice.
All right.
That's my dude.
Number 7. My number 7 was this is a deep cut. This is my deep cut here.
Ooh.
The Data Viper.
Oh yes.
This thing from Retaliation Line.
Yes, I recently just tried to get it from off somebody from Poshmark. Had it complete for like $25, and I kept sending offers of like $24 just because I was trying to get their attention. And I I think they're like the listing is just like an old listing and the person's not active. So I was like, no, I'll give you fucking 30.
That
But
thing
yeah,
is
amazing.
insane. He's just this massive suit. He's got a drone with him. He's got these
Yep.
he looks like almost like an anime character. I mean, but he's wild. He would be a deluxe, obviously a huge
Yep.
deluxe figure. You'd have to make him deluxe. But I just love the drone. Like we need a drone. That'd be great.
100%. I feel like if you, I mean, I guess it's obvious you can look at it in a bunch of different ways, but like on paper, if you just looked at flatly, which one of these like makes you, this is the one and he crossed my mind. This came up on when I did my own list, whatever the hell it was on the podcast. He was on my original list. He was like at the end. And then, and it's like, he's got the potential to be the coolest fucking thing, right? Like out of all of them, there's so much potential there. Like it's definitely like a little flight, like the drone that comes on the Shockwave Night Force or the Firefly. Those are fine, nifty little things. But this motherfucker would be coming with heavy duty shit, and like just the way that it all sat together, like it all went on him, right? I think that was, like I stated before, I'm a sucker for that. So
the drone actually goes in his backpack, and the other thing is interesting. He's got there are two like guns on the drone wings. They almost look like shotguns. Those come off.
Oh my god! Nice.
Those. And then he's got like the controls, and you can see he's got those like two black guns on the top. Those have like those like kind of. I don't even know what those
are. Oh man, that's amazing.
Crazy. Yeah, he's insane. There's a few Retaliation figures that are great. They're really good.
Yes. Yeah. I think I saw a Snake Eyes one. And some of those 25ths are not that bad. Like that paratrooper. I got to get another one so I can open that 3 3/4. That is like the coolest looking one. The Cobra paratrooper, the Paraviper, I think is what it's called. That one is fucking amazing. Do you know which one I'm talking about? He's got all the hoses. Oh my god. The whole thing, the whole kit and caboodle. He's really, really dope. But then they have a whole bunch of those, like the infantry, the heavy duty infantry to do with the rocket launcher and that weird padding, but it's all in a Cobra blue. The Snake Eyes, Beachhead, and somebody else are like fantastic. That Beachhead is like totally off the hook.
So good.
The 3 3/4 one. I wish I'm going to keep, I have a small collection of those that I'm just going to keep in the packages because I'm not going to wind up setting those up. Maybe someday I'll open them. I don't know. But right now they're going to stay in there. What I'm doing is I'm going to actually take some of the retro card, the classifieds, and I'm going to keep like my favorite ones, like the eel, the snow serpent, and just keep them and put them on a display still in the package. It's that'd be cool. But so I didn't get the Data Viper off the dude from Poshmark, and I really wish I had because this is a great choice. It definitely has the potential to be the coolest one with all the shit that they could do out of all the ones that we're probably going to talk about. Yeah, it's a great choice. Amazing choice.
Cobra had a lot of great shit. Yeah.
Cobra, dude, so when I first started collecting classifieds, at one point I was probably 50 Cobra figures, like 4 Joe figures.
Yeah.
They're just
pretty much.
Right. It was just a couple of the obvious ones, some of the ones I got a deal on. And I'm not like a completist by any means, but like that first run, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I was like, you know what? I want to have those. That seems like, that'd be cool to have. And then I was like, all right, but I got 6 and 7. I might as well just get 8 and then I'll have to like 11. But no, I'm not too worried about it. But it's just weird how that shit works. You're just like, oh no, I have to have these 5.
Yeah. All right, let's see. We had number 6, and you had Arctic Snake Eyes. And yeah, this would be this actually is going to go well with one of my picks.
Nice.
But yeah, this is a great figure. And they love making Snake Eyes, so I'm surprised they haven't.
I did it yet. Right.
Snake Eyes. They'll make a Snake Eyes every 20 minutes.
So I mean, and I'll buy it most likely. You know what I mean? No, he's to me he's iconic. And it like even my mom kind of knows who Snake Eye. You know what I mean? To a degree, she's like the and we also very much agree on what should be the commando ninja ratio for Snake Eyes.
Yeah.
We are much more on the I believe you said it perfectly where you said he's a commando that also has ninja training, right? The ninja shit is second. Like it's great. It's all great that that's there. I think it's what makes him kind of like a super dynamic character. But no, he's my fucking alpha commando. That is one of the things I actually did post a lot of pictures of on that second webpage that I have is a bunch of Snake Eyes because I think he's just phenomenal. He's above all this. But this one in particular, I really liked because it's heavy on the commando.
Yeah.
It's got the goggles are unique in that they're like outlined. Do you know what I'm saying? Like they're not, the black doesn't blend with the rest of the mask. So I think that looks super cool. I mean, I don't think I need to say anything about how fucking awesome the skulls are. I think that's fantastic. But the pants on this, they're like a real commando cargo looking something or other. And I just think it's dope. So as we get this rash of figures coming in for all the snow scenes, I want this one, right?
Yeah.
Maybe they could, maybe they find a way to whiten it up some to make it look, because I have a feeling like all right, so we're like for the Arctic Hiss, do we get a Arctic Hiss fire team, right? Where it's the do we get that? And then if we get something like that, then we're gonna they're not gonna look like that. They're gonna be white, and have the motif is gonna surround by the white. So I'm sure that they would Arctic it up some, and that would be okay with that. I think, like, to me, when I look at that, that's perfect. A little bit of green, you know what I mean? Like you're on a mountainside that's got some snow. It's freezing as shit, but like you're also in the brush, that sort of thing. You know what I mean? So I fucking love it. I actually don't have it, believe it or not, as much as I want it. I've been chasing it on eBay. And it's like, I know I can, if I'm just more patient, I can get it for like $15. I'm not paying 50, that's the game I'm playing with that. But no, I think that is an absolutely phenomenal everything. I've seen it in person too. That's what really drove me to want it. It's one of those things that when you see it in person, it's just way better. Like with the Rattler, I don't have one, but my buddy that lives up north that I got all those Vipers from, he had two of them on his table, and I was like, holy shit, that's the whole table. This is the whole fucking table. Yeah. Right. So, but yeah, so that's, I saw that one in hand and I was like, oh my God, this is like one of the coolest 3 3/4 figures of all fucking time.
So Mike Ray says he only uses Snake Eyes he owns one with the polar bear, and that's the pink hands one. Yeah, really?
Hey,
really? That's Snake Eyes guy, Mike? You're Flint only. I bought most. I didn't buy the Desert Snake Eyes. I kind of regret it because he is pretty. Cool.
I just did. So
you need him to fight the Desert Scorpions, right?
You took it out of my mouth. Love that, and that was finally I saw it at retail price. So one of the guys that's in the chat here, Pop Cult Frenzy, that's my brother. He does an incredible service for all of us online. He is constantly hitting our timeline with where to find the cheapest shit at the like we have a thing. It's called the figure count. So I have bought. I think we're up to exactly number 75. I've bought 75 figures through his affiliate link, because he's like, this figure is $20. So like, okay, I've got an extra 20 to build my snow serpent thing, and boom, I get it, and then I just make note of it. We had like a giveaway at 50, which I feel like was 2 weeks ago. But yeah, so that's how I wound up getting the Desert Snake Eyes. I think was that this morning? It was either this morning or yesterday that I saw he had that up, and it was on Amazon for $24.99. And I was like, yep, now's the time. That's the one. Thank you.
Hi, Big J. Are you saying hi or goodbye? I think you just joined us, right? Good to see you.
What's up, Big J? Is that Big J Nunya?
I know.
I think he's J Antonio.
Big J shows up a lot. I didn't know him from.
Oh, okay.
All right. So my number 6 was this guy, and again, Cesspool. Even though the Eco Warriors are stupid, but this guy is he is just horrifying. He's just one of the scariest, weirdest looking. you know, he's got an acid spewing chainsaw, and he looks great. I would love to see what they would do with this guy.
I agree. I feel like that's a no-brainer for sure. Um, Everything about the way that figure looks and everything he has reeks of classification, you know. So I totally agree. Whatever they were doing with Eco Warriors, they can keep it, but this guy for sure was the
The
shit.
rest of Eco sucks.
I mean, imagine the face sculpt, right? With that scar, they'll make that look fucking awesome. I love his chest rig.
Yeah,
The way that looks with the symbol on it. I think that's super dope. Do you know what has? So there is a I don't remember what line of GI Joe it is, but it's like a Valor versus Venom or one of those, and it's a Destro Shockwave 2-pack. They actually call him Shock Blast, but the Destro has some kind of battle armor on, and it has a big chest plate like that with the big Cobra symbol. Really, really fucking fire. But yeah, so that's very similar, and I like that a lot. I think that as a no-brainer for sure. Very, very cool.
I love. He's one of the great villains, I think.
Definitely. It's. I mean, you know, what was I'm trying to remember the name. What was the his tank that had that was the Eco Warriors? Oh God, what did they call that? It was definitely it was a his tank, but they called it the septic tank or something. The septic tank. Right. Okay, that thing is crazy.
I left my charger back there, and I'm gonna risk the internet
connection. Yeah, all right.
All right, so let's see. All right, number 5. You had this is another deep cut. It's a good one. This is a great one.
Oh yeah,
Iron Grenadier version 8. Yeah,
we need it.
I would love them to be padding out the Iron Grenadiers all over the place. Give us like 5 different versions. Give us different styles.
Yep. 100%.
Sculpt and just give us. He's got like a rail gun. Look at that. It's like.
So I feel like they should use the Iron Grenadier like they do the Viper, where you have here is the Viper, but then you have all these other versions of Vipers, right? So the one thing that I liked about the Iron Grenadiers originally was that they didn't take from any of the other ones. These were all new characters, right? Mm-hmm. So using the Iron Grenadier as their Viper, where you can have the heavy armament. I mean, this thing is fucking amazing. Look at the big belt fell gun. The backpack is like the backpack's not up. So G.I. Joe sometimes the gun goes too big and it looks silly. This one is bang on the money. The backpack is just about right. The big shoulder guard I think is like right to where it's almost absurd, but it's perfect. Right. Just for that side to protect that one side. The gun is a little bit big. You have a very forgiving angle on it right now. It makes it look like it's a little compact. It's a great shot. I love it. It makes it perfect. But that it is slightly long. He's got those huge shin guards too, which I think it adds to the heavy armament. It's got the helmet. That's very iron. That whole Iron Grenadier thing with the little stripe in the middle and the little flare. I fucking love it, bro. I would absolutely kill. I've been pounding the table on this. Somebody brought it to my attention. I didn't know it existed. I didn't have it, and I saw it randomly when I was looking through like eBay, and I was like, "Holy shit, what is this?" And I reached out. I think I reached out to Conrad and was like, "Do you know? Are these in the comics?" And he's like, "Well, no, this is just." They just did this, and I was like, "Well, we need this." Oh, holy shit!
Big J says, "Send Destro team, please. You need Destro team bigger." Now, if you get into the convention exclusive stuff, there's like these sets where they have Iron Grenadier sets, and they have like Miles Mayhem, a guy that looks like just like Miles Mayhem from his name is General Mayhem, and I feel like I don't think he is, but I think he could be like Miles Mayhem. Destro, and he's got like a commander. They like really expand a bunch of different soldiers. Some of them very cool. So they really could expand the Destro team a lot. But all right,
I think that would be dope.
Yeah, we definitely need it. My number 5 is, and this is a character I just like absolutely love, and this is Zanya, Zartan's daughter. and she made a pretty good appearance in the couple of comic books, the Devil's Due comic, where she has a really like tragic backstory, but she's just got it's like a great little you know, she's like Destro was like slinging pipe all around, you know, the world, and, gonna leave, you know, a
as he does,
children behind, and she's like grows up, finds out that Destro's Zartan's her dad. Sorry, Destro Zartan's her dad.
Yeah,
and she runs to Zartan and like becomes part of the Dreadnoks. But
nice.
Yeah, very cool story. But yeah, she's pretty great character.
Yes, I agree, and you know, the more women, the merrier. Honestly, it's you can't go wrong with any of the characters, and I mean, you know, anything that's, you know, that sticks to Zartan is intriguing. There was never, I mean, is as mysterious and intriguing as Snake Eyes was. He wasn't the same style as intriguing as Zartan. Zartan, you were like, what's going on there? Like, you knew what was up with Snake Eyes. He'd gotten in an accident, and so he's all fucked up. So he is as mysterious as he is quiet. We know everything, but with Zartan, it's like, you know, was he augmented? Is it voodoo? Like, what is it? Like, what the fuck is going on? So that's so now you've got, you know, his daughter. It's anything like that is perfect. Like and Zorana is, and Xandar, you know, just being family too. I thought that they were great characters. Oh, maybe not so much Xandar, but Zorana, like, you know, in the movie and in the cartoons and shit, she was awesome.
All right.
And Zorana.
Yeah. All right, we're getting to our number 4. Maybe we'll make it under 3 hours. I don't know.
Maybe.
We got bets still. We got bets going if we're going to be 3 in the chat here.
Let's see which way the money's swinging on the bets first.
See who was the bet man before they gone.
Dagon, that's my dude. So Dagon does he busts on my balls all the time about the length of my podcast, because he does one for 30 minutes and it's the fastest 30 minutes. And he's like, bro, I can't do the whole 3 hours. But thank you for being here, Dagon. Appreciate it.
So Dagon, yeah, what's your verdict? All right, we got four more. All right. So your number 4, you had Lightfoot.
Yes.
Hey, all right,
yes.
Lightfoot. And
so
I put on Lightfoot a lot because I think Lightfoot looks like absolute dog shit.
I don't know what it is, but like I think when I was a kid, to me, even though his helmet is so obviously blue, I saw it differently. I was just like, I don't know. I like the way the shape is. I did always make fun of the grenades right here. It's like the necklace of grenades. It seems so silly. So what's funny is I sent you this message originally, but I was like, oh shit, how the fuck did I forget Lightfoot? And it was later on because I was listening to your podcast from Friday, and I heard you guys talking about Lightfoot. I was like, oh wait, are they talking about Lightfoot? I was like, holy shit. So that's what I that's what I had said. I'm here to defend his honor. No, when I was a kid,
what was going on? I don't know what they were smoking when they made Lightfoot. That little robot is really
the attachment is insane.
Oh, here's the thing that we debated what last week. What is that stupid thing that he's using that with the
hand thing? I'm assuming it's some kind of a sonic like detection. So almost like a sonar, like, because it's connected to the backpack. Okay. So it's like a sonar that says there's something in the ground. I don't know. I think that's part of why I liked it so much, because now first of all, the card art does it all somewhat justice, right? Because and I can't stress to you enough how much the card art, it's like one of those things you ever see a band live and you're like, wow, this is really good. You buy the CD and then it fucking sucks, or vice versa. Like you get a CD and you're like, you know, this is really great. So it's like one of those things, one can make the other better somehow. And seeing that card art, I think, made the figure a little bit better. And there was a robot, there was an extra attachment, and a hose. He had the hose, and it wasn't just a regular hose. It was like this long flat one, and the way that it connected and shit. And even though I did not have a fucking clue what it was, I just loved the way that it looked.
Yes, exactly. Weird thing with the robot, he can't do anything. It doesn't have any arms. What's he gonna do? It's like the robot walks over and just blows up because it's like it's useless in every other way.
He is in all sense of the word a sacrificial lamb. He's out there now. The holograms, I don't know what, like, I actually have the fucking guy right here. Here he is. I don't know what the holograms are about for sure. And but like, so when I look at the little red thing, like if you look in there, all that is just like it's not. It doesn't even reek of bond detecting. It looks like a pipe factory. You're just like, oh look, here's the gadgetry that makes right. It's a fucking a Roomba that just it crushes the shit into your floor. You can't really. And if you look all the way around, there's definitely no inclination of like anything that you could do. And yeah, it'll take me forever to try to get the thing together. But I actually scored. This figure is complete and totally minty, and it was like $28 shipped. So I really scored on that one because I guess everybody was telling me that it's not an easy figure to have like complete with the hologram still so like intact or whatever. But yeah, man, it's I can tell you right now, it's the hose, right? The hose got me, the card art, and I definitely had some kind of cognitive dissonance about the color of that fucking helmet because that's where it gets absurd, right? So if you look at like the yellow, the black, and the green all looks great. But then you have this red, bright, I'm sorry, it's not even like a good bright red. It's almost pink. It's almost like an orange opaque kind of like thing. And then you have that blue helmet. So they're really asking a lot of you to get down with that.
Over. I don't even know if you can make him over for me. I'm just, he's just.
Well, I feel like in order to, you'd have to make him something completely different, right? I mean, that's one of the ones that
you want him. You want the one you had, kind of, right? I don't know. Maybe
yes. Yeah.
All right. My number 4 was this. The hood.
Nice.
You gotta give us the hood. We need the hood. Come on. It's just like about time. We're gonna stop beating
100%.
He's just scarier with the hood. He's just creepier with the hood. It's like
100%.
It's racist. Is like the only person who's ever thought that is the jackass from who runs the movie studio. Nobody.
Right. And racist people.
Yeah, I mean, like I think when we talked about like the hooded Cobra Commander like a million times, and every single time I'll get like 20 people saying I'm black. It isn't racist. It's like
right.
Like no, it's stupid. First of all, it's not pointy. It's blue. It's like ridiculous.
Right. It's the same. It's the same thing with like the name of the Washington football team. Native Americans have constantly said that they feel like it's an honor. You're honoring us. They're saying these brave people. Silliness. But I had the hood. I loved the hood. I thought it was awesome. It definitely had a different look. Now, I have to be honest, in my elder years collecting, I appreciate the battle mask more than I used to, but we still got to have the hood. Like I do love that. That battle mask is iconic, but the hood is just, come on, look at that fucking thing. Yeah, man. I think that they would do it. Now, have you ever seen any of the customs? Anybody do it? Like, you've seen what it looked, how good it's going to look, right? Because you see how when people just like, there was this one guy, accidentally I thought he was selling the entire figure, and it turned out it was just the head, and it was the black version, and I didn't have a body to go with it, so I had to cancel the actual order because I thought it was a whole figure. But yeah, there's a lot. People are doing like a lot with it, and it's gonna look dope. And it
will never happen. The rumors are that it is going to happen, but
But
I don't know what the rumors are based on.
100%.
Right. Oh yeah, there you go. Here we go. We got Hasbro thinks racist, but the Hasbro has snow stormtroopers, which actually look like Ku Klux Klan members, basically. Like, that's. I mean, like it's a fucking star space opera, whatever. It's just, yeah, I don't know. They
space opera.
Like 3 years ago, they were making little like tiny, or 5 years ago, or something. I don't know. Pretty recently, they made a hooded. But, all right, let's get to number 3. You're number 3. I'm gonna beat the 3 hours thing.
We're going for the 3 hours.
Okay, yeah, right. Okay, Big J. I'm like okay, yes. DIC, yeah. DIC series Cobra Commander is really stupid. Yeah, he's very ineffective. All right, and your 3. This was on my list too, but I think I love this thing. What an Blizzard! What an insane loadout of weapons. This would be
100%.
one of the best things they could ever do in classified. I can't imagine what they would do with this guy.
Yep. I can't say enough. We're now getting into where I was obsessed with shit. So I am lucky enough to have snagged the nice and complete. But bro, first of all, card art, elite, totally like top notch, and like I can just stare at it. Like this is like so. Like you nailed it, insane loadout. But like the choices. So when you look at like whatever these little black pads are, it's the perfect amount with the little knee pads and these, it's the perfect amount to break up. And then like the whole everything, like the webbing and the knife and the way that it just breaks up. He's still very white and like snow camoed, but at the same time, there's just enough like detail, because it's that detail that always pulls me in. When you look at the card art, that's where you really get to see the super fine like pockets and pouches and little different things like that. Like that's what grabs my eye and makes me go, ooh. And so like the way that this is arranged, it's great. But I mean, you get that gun, you get this gun, Uzi obsessed, but then a lot of it comes from the backpack.
That is the best. So, yeah, so cool.
How fucking badass. So all they'll have to do though is like now when I take the skis and I put them on the back, they'll just have to have a part here that like folds out, so his whole body is on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right. Because his legs would be dragging.
His legs just be dragging on the ground. And when you're a kid, you don't care. You just put your hands on here, and you're like, vroom, vroom, motherfucker, and he flies away. But yeah, dude. So if they find a way to just take this piece and have it flat back, and then that way, it would be, his whole body would be up in the air. And I mean, holy shit, you can't go wrong whatsoever.
Now the helmet and the figure looks stupid, but you look at the helmet and the card art,
it looks amazing.
So good. It's so interesting.
Right.
If they could if they hopefully will like use the card art as their guide,
yes,
very cool. And you can also tell like his guns all seemed a little goofy to me because they don't have. But I think with classified, you could tell their wrappings.
Right. Yes.
Camouflage. Right. That's gonna be very cool because classified will do that like legit.
We'll do it right. Well, that's like Rakondo's gun has a wrap on it, so just that's an idea of like how they definitely can do it. He's one of the ones too that like, I can't wait to see what Gridiron puts out for that. God forbid my boy Matt starts making loadouts like that, because it would be over. But I think that like they would do something where like I'm actually still waiting for it. I ordered the Ninja Commando loadout. Have you seen that? They just pulled it out of the vault. It's it's a huge backpack that's got a literal grappling hook wound up on the bottom of it, and it's got a bunch of different crossbow. There's arrows. I don't know how I feel about the crossbow, but the whole thing is so fucking awesome that I had to get it. Comes with a big Uzi with a silencer and the whole thing. Yeah. But yeah, so this is like when I think about, my favorites, I can definitely name those first 3. This dude very well, he's tied with the next 2 on my list. They're all right there for like that 3rd, 4th, 5th spot. For sure. I absolutely loved. I think this is one where I had the card art forever, and I just used to stare at it. Like I loved it so much.
It's a great card art, yeah.
And so again, with the oncoming wave of all the Arctic stuff coming, we desperately need this.
Yeah, we'll get them, I think, but
for sure.
My number 3 is pretty obvious. We kind of talked about it before, but how the hell do we have this?
Yes,
I don't understand how it doesn't exist.
Got to be imminent, right? I mean,
it's one of those where you just wonder why they're waiting.
Right. And they got to give us the despoiler. They have to.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, will they? I don't know, but should they? Absolutely. Because how can you not like where like how can you not make that the size of? I mean, definitely bigger than a trouble bubble, but you know, if you made fuck, I'd pay 100 if you made it the size of a stinger. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So by all means, or what is it now? They just had to raise it, so it'd be 110. I'm all day on that. And then if they do that, that opens the door to down the road. Maybe we get a fucking HasLab Demon where the thing can dock on the top.
Yeah. Or
now we're
just HasLab the Demon and give us the despoiler with it.
Yes.
That'd
Yes.
be awesome.
Now,
you guys are still going? Wow, I made it. Yeah, you made it, man. Because I think I could do. I don't. If they gave me the Destro, I'd be fine. And then you can do the Demon.
Right. For sure. But they got to do the soft goods right. They got to do that little shoulder, the shoulder, those things, and the sword. The sword's got to be like on the fucking money. Quick kick.
Weird. Do something weird with them. Give them some bagpipes or something. I don't know. Whatever.
I mean, I would take that. You know, you could give us the Rowdy Piper with the bagpipe so he can play in the background. Actually, that was on that was on two people's list actually of shit that people wanted to see in Classified was the Rowdy Piper figure. Yeah, absolutely, totally awesome.
All right, and you're number 2. We made it to number 2 here. All right, Salvo. Yeah.
Yes.
That is a great pick. Yeah.
I mean,
what an loadout that man has. Like, it's just so bizarre.
It is. So the mine launching gun also has looks like shotgun shells that load from the top. So it's not just it doesn't just launch the mines. You can, you know, throw a couple slugs out there to anybody trying to prevent you from launching your mines. I feel like they could do that gun so crazy. Like when I look at him, remember how I said earlier with the Heat Viper, like maybe if he came with something that he could set that big gun down into. I feel like if you made him with like put him with a Fort Mod style thing, right? He's his own walking missile defense system. You know, give him something like a little post that he can operate out of, and I think that would be great. But even if even if you just gave us the figure with pet price and made sure that you gave us every fucking thing, give us the big, huge shoulder mounted 5 missile jammy, give us the big mine gun, but then give us some rifles. You know, give me like a subcompact, give me a long barrel. You know, like an M249 with like a, you know what I mean, like a little something like that. I think he would also. I mean, you probably fuck it, throw in, that chain gun that they're giving to everybody, that comes with the RAM cycle and their, Roadblock had it, even if you did that, I think it would be awesome. Just to kind of have as this, he's like a walking weapon. So yeah, 100%. I feel like I thought for sure the wave with Wetsuit and those guys, I thought he was coming. I was like, what? We are primed for this figure. I think it would be great. It would go along really well. With, a lot of what I thought was about to come out, and it didn't. But I'm sure we'll get him. I'm sure he'll come eventually. But I wanted that.
We'll get him at some point.
So there's actually one of my favorite guys. He's a very talented artist. Jay Antonio. He did a custom salvo that came out unfucking real. Like I actually have said to him, please make me one. I will pay you money. And it's just, but yeah, dude, it's so when I see that and it's all weathered up and everything, and I'm like that, when I saw his, it made me want it go from wanting it like this to wanting it like way, way, way more.
Yeah. So good. All right. My number 2 was, and this one's an obvious one. But how the fuck do we not have Flash?
I don't know, man.
Good of the original 13. He's
right.
Like the one that stands out,
right?
Other than Snake Eyes and Scarlet and Stalker, obviously. But
sure.
Green shirt. He's the one who has like a unique look.
Something.
They've already made his weapon, so I don't understand. Like because they get it with Glen when you got Glenda, you came with his weapon. So it's like there's no. I don't know why they haven't made him yet. It's crazy. It's like.
It's one of those things where like, yeah, we are just now getting the name for Zap. We're getting the Steeler short fuse 2-pack. So, there is shit that we're not getting, but you would think that all of those maybe would have been sooner, right? We can parse out all the rest of the figures, but that like original 13, you know, and I feel like maybe, I mean, maybe you think, do you think they're possibly, you know, waiting on him because they're going to put him with something like the jump jet, you know, in his silver, or like maybe he comes with the, didn't he come with the HAL, like the big,
Grand Slam is like basically his body, but with a different face. So
oh, right.
they're gonna put Grand Slam with the HAL or something.
That's right. That's right.
And he's gonna be a mainline release, but hopefully they'll give him a little laser beam. I didn't really like the sci-fi had like a fucking Dragon Ball Z laser like beam instead of a laser. It's supposed to be like a laser you used to cut through shit, and they gave him like an energy ball, you know. So I'm hoping they give us like a real laser, you know, beam.
Definitely.
You know, element. That would be cool. But yeah, that's like he's a great looking figure.
Oh, 100%. And they gotta they gotta get the helmet right. They gotta get the backpack right. Like I think that's
we already
like
did.
That's
if you have Glenda, it's
oh, I don't have Glenda.
Oh,
you know what? You said that. I was gonna ask you. So Glenda has this loadout.
Glenda, because Glenda originally was like a Scarlet repaint, but she came with
okay.
Like
okay.
or something, and she
man.
So they gave her that, and it's perfect. It's exactly
so they are
it's 100%
they are primed.
That I have her nearby. No, I don't. It's one. Yeah, it's exactly that, perfectly rendered, ready to go. You know.
Nice. Yeah, dude. That and I feel like there's something to be said for like the OG13, you know, shots, toy photography that you can get once we have them all. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Just do it. They gotta move on at this point. I think they gotta give us
for sure.
For sure. Some collectors may drop off. Unfortunately, that is the reality. Is eventually we're going to run out of characters unless they're going to have to go new characters or like deep cuts, and it feels like people are warming up to the deep cuts though, because we're getting a lot of things like the Ghost Viper sold out in like 5 minutes. You know, something that's completely made up and nobody wanted or asked for. They're great. You know, so all right. Nice. Now we're at our number ones. All right, this is your number one. This is Ambush. Yeah, it's a great pick.
One of my all-time favorite figures, if arguably, you know, right up there, right behind Shockwave and Alley Viper. I was thoroughly obsessed with that dude, and that netting and everything. I played with just him endlessly. Like I'd take all the Joes out, but I'd wind up just like trying to find the perfect place where I could set up his little tent thing, and then he was always like sneaking away from it because he came with the tent part, but then he had another piece that went over just him. You know, it was two. It was that's why right now the reason I don't have him is finding a figure that has both pieces for less than $50. It's almost impossible. So I kind of I'll keep playing that game for a while, but I'm sure it'll come eventually. But yeah, I feel like they probably have, like, besides the obvious soft good issues, but like, God, they gotta have most of this shit. Like, first of all, it's Rakondo. That's basically just Rakondo. And the rifle, whatever. But all you got to do is master that soft goods. Give us a backpack. You know. Again, something else that, like, you know, a secondary loadout would really crush. But so I remember hearing, I don't remember where I heard it from, and I hate that because I can't give credit, but somebody was definitely saying that it was said on good authority that the Ambush was actually under consideration to wind up being a HasLab figure that was going to come with like a buck ton of shit. Like it was going to be, he was going to come with a HasLab, whichever HasLab it was. And like I'd maybe I think potentially the Havoc or something, but it was going to come with like a major loadout. So that's disappointing to hear, seeing as how it didn't happen. But the the figure itself is very, you know, kind of rudimentary to me. I just remember as a kid the fact that he came with all that shit. I just remember being like, this is so insane. This is so cool. And plus, as a kid, I loved making forts. Like I always had. You pull the recliner over, you put the blanket, you use the laundry basket as like a little lookout window type of thing. And yeah, so like I did shit like that all the time. So like the concealment aspect was really insane. It was just, I can't wait to see what they do. If they do it right, it could easily wind up being like my favorite classified figure.
I think they could really reinvent him too and do like some really interesting, weird concealment, like really reinvent that tent, and
Right.
that would be very fun to see what they would do. He'd have to be deluxe, I think. He'd have to be like, they have to go all out on him.
For sure.
Yeah. And they do with Tripwire. They should do what they did to Tripwire with him.
100%.
Totally reinvent him, have him all kinds of concealment stuff,
Well, because the webbing doesn't hold up. It like doesn't, as for the kids, fine, but like it's not, and you want to have, like you were saying, some kind of like updated, almost like a cloaking soft goods or something that's got maybe some technology in it or something fucking crazy. So yeah, I agree, brother. I agree.
All right, we made it. My last one is Quinn, the Eskimo.
Nice.
I guess.
Yes.
I love this thing, man. When they came out with this in the Retaliation era, this figure was one of my favorites.
That is nice.
Came out with
that is nice
stuff too, like
so much shit.
Yeah,
that's really nice.
But he just great.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
One of my favorite characters of all time, and that would go well with the Arctic Snake Eyes.
100%. 100%. I love the loadout. It reminds me, it looks a lot like the 60th anniversary infantry guy. He comes with that big that mod deuce with the tripod and like a whole bunch of other guns. So like, just slap him with that basically that same loadout. Give him that nice, what is that, a 30-odd Savage, maybe something like that, a fucking rifle, hunting rifle. And that would also, how cool if they paid with the skulls. So we do the Snake Eyes with the skulls and give us the Quinn with the skulls, and that now we're really fucking talking. And it's a must-have figure. I sort of, I mean, again, every time I think, oh my god, I can't believe we don't have this figure, then we go, oh well, we don't have. We just got hit and run. You know what I mean? So it's, but yeah, I think that he's
7 for man. That's not counting. I need a big one.
Yeah, man. That rifle would be dope. Give him like a big sniper rifle. Give him the belt fed mod deuce. Yep. Yeah, man. That would be dope. And it looks like maybe he's got like a shoulder pouch, like the beachhead Snake Eyes thing, or some kind of something, or are those binoculars? Maybe I can't tell. Down on like the right hand side, it looks like underneath the.
He has a trap. Like a trap.
Oh, that's what it is. That's what it is. You know what?
Yeah.
Let's look at me. I'm still in denial with the glasses. That's what the problem is.
Give him one with the dog team. He also does at some points. He has like dog sleds. That would be that would be a lot. I fucking love that. That would be incredible.
I'd pay. That's we gotta have it. Fucking
one of my favorites though, and I feel like I don't know if they're going there. It feels like they want to give a lot of deep cuts from the cartoon, but not so much from the comic book. And they need to recognize that the comic book is very much more important to a lot of us, and so they should start doing more deep cuts from the comics.
I agree. The percentage of guys that I think about, that do the photography and the collecting and all of that are heavily into the comics, and to the degree that they're versed in it. So for sure, I feel like there's and honestly, it sounds like they're doing right by a lot of the characters and stuff, and that if they were using that as some form of a baseline to consider what they want to do and how they want to do it, it's probably a really great place to start.
Yeah. All right. Well, we made it through. Okay, so Quinn should have been the tier in the Snowcat HasLab. Agreed. The comics king. Pretty much, yeah. The comics made the mythology. I mean, I love the cartoon too, but all right. Well, we made it, and just a hair over 3 hours.
We did it.
Yeah. So, thank you, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Do it again. Sometime.
Oh, dude, it was fantastic. I would be happy as hell to come back on. I do something on Saturday nights. If it ever lines up, feel free to come in and spend a little bit of time over on my show. That would be awesome. I'll definitely stay in touch. And for good content, good stuff, definitely, just about everybody that I follow, they all contribute lots of really cool stuff. And again, we've somehow managed to have a very positive, encouraging, yet fun and awesome corner of the internet when largely it's not that.
Yeah.
For sure. But dude, I'm like everything that I hadn't seen of yours today, I kind of went back through and I had watched, and I'm super excited for the stuff that you were telling me before we started, and I'm always going to be watching out for what's next.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thanks,
And thank
everybody.
you all my boys who came through.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. You guys are the best. They listen to me go on every Saturday night, and I said that they had to come over and check us out, that it was going to be good. So I feel like we delivered. That was really awesome.
Nice. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So subscribe to both of our channels if you're not subscribed to, and check out what you got coming up next.
So the big thing coming up next is the Cobra Claw launching facility. It is my biggest, most detailed set to date. It's going to feature a ton of products from my boy Chris and the assist3darsenal.com. That's where all that stuff comes from. That is the next big thing that I'm getting done. I just got the rest of the stuff, the doorways and stuff that are going in. Chris made those. He has them on his website. That's coming up next. And then I have a whole new series of shots coming with stuff from Mo's Mind Custom Creations with the Atlas, the Outpost, which is like a set. I can't pick it up. His little fault. I got it set the wrong way. But there's like an Outpost. They're little like the small little bases. They're all modular. They move around, and I just have a whole series of stuff with like, where he makes one that's called the bar. It looks really, really great with the fort mod. So I'm going to do like a checkpoint kind of situation. That's coming in, and it's just a series of stuff for that. And then, that's for those guys. And then, just the one thing that I'm doing after that is going to be that Major Blood leading the 788 fire team into a Joe base. So those are the big ones. But basically, I don't have anything crazy planned for the podcast other than it's Saturday nights at 9:00. But I'm going to be changing it to 8 because we're all old in a degree, and I tend to go on. I went to 1:00 last week. I got to start. I'm going to start at 8, and then hopefully I'll be all right. So, but yeah, that's what I got coming up, and I'm excited. Everything has been going well, and I really can't thank everybody enough for all the positive feedback and the support. It's great.
All right. Yeah. All right.
Awesome.
Well, thanks everybody. Yeah. Thanks for joining me. See you next time.
Awesome. I'll be in touch, brother. Thank you so much.
Yeah.